Tyrese Haliburton does it yet again, fellas. And as much as I'm ready to go crazy right now, I don't know what else to say, Mars. Swiper, I don't know what else to do. The Indiana Pacers make yet another impossible comeback against the team that we thought would never happen. Fellas, I'm at a loss of words. I really am.
Hey, chill. Bink, 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 bink. Step back.
That's the
splash. Better than Casey Wallace yesterday, bro?
Mars, you didn't watch the game yesterday. You didn't see what happened. And I said to you, the Oklahoma City Thunder forced 24 turnovers. Lou Dort hit 5 threes. They were up 14 in the fourth quarter. That's all I'm going to say. What do you think happened in that game, Mars?
Well, logically, I'd say OKC won. But then when you tell me OKC were up 14 in the fourth, I'd assume that something catastrophic happened. But based on logic, based on numbers, I think OKC should have won the game yesterday. But they didn't.
No.
And Indiana seemed to defy logic more than any other team I've ever watched. So you can't really count them out, which is something I kind of got used to. Like, it was 102-108. Nembhard made that three. I kind of saw what was coming. The writing was on the wall. It was like, okay, it's one of those games again.
Mars, was it in cursive? Spanish, French?
I think it was in every
Egyptian?
I think it was in all human languages, so everyone simultaneously knew what was happening. There was no room for misunderstanding.
I read it in hieroglyphics. It was glowing, sparkling.
Of course you did.
So Mars, let's start the conversation. Obi Toppin looked unplayable early. I wasn't sure how much longer.
That first quarter was rough.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how much longer he was going to be out there. He looked like he was unplayable early. I thought that Oklahoma City had control of this game. The amount of turnovers that they caused just by the ball movement, it looked like it was a hot potato for the Oklahoma City Thunder, where not the Oklahoma City Thunder, I'm sorry, for Indiana, where they didn't really know which way that they wanted to go because there were no avenues to go. And I thought that Oklahoma City did a great job in turning them over. I don't think that they capitalized on those turnovers as much. I mean, 19 turnovers in the first half and 6 points. That's very uncharacteristic of Oklahoma City. I felt like SGA was getting to the rim early. I felt like he was finishing at the rim early. I think they're rebounding. I think that was they got destroyed on the glass yesterday.
Who's rebounding?
Oklahoma City. They got destroyed on the glass.
Oh, but yes. I was told. I'm glad you went there, Chill. I was told we didn't stand a chance on the boards.
I didn't.
I was told iHeart was going to kill us.
Yeah.
J-Dub was going to kill us.
Oh, wow.
Chet was going to kill us.
Oh, wow. Myles Turner outplayed Chet.
Yes. They got destroyed on the glass yesterday, and they got destroyed on the glass yesterday. I think it was largely due to them worrying about Indiana's transition offense, so they didn't really send a lot of guys to the offensive glass, and it worked because I thought they did a good job in slowing down Indiana's transition game. I think Indiana had 76 points at the end of the third quarter. They weren't really running like they normally do. The problem was
how many in transition? Does anybody know how many points they had in transition?
Yeah, I'll look it up.
So with that being said, right? With that being said,
there's only 11 fast break points for OKC and 10 for
10 points. I mean, I think that I think that's why they didn't rebound as much as they did. However, I think we had a lot of momentum shifts for Indiana, and one of the momentum shifts was when Obi Toppin started making shots. Obi Toppin, they were conceding shots to Obi Toppin. When he started making shots, I think that permeated throughout the rest of the crew, where now Nesmith is making shots. Myles Turner is now making shots. So I feel like this Oklahoma City team, I feel like they did everything that they normally do in order to win. I just don't think they did it long enough. And Indiana is not a team that if you're going to play against them, you're going to play for 42 minutes. You're going to play for 44 minutes. You have to play for 48 minutes. 46 minutes in, 46 minutes and 30 seconds is not long enough to play against Indiana. You have to play the entire time. I thought Rick Carlisle did a great job in countering. I thought he did a great job in countering Coach Dagnall's small ball lineup, staying big and continuing to get on the glass, and not just get on the glass, but stay around the rim with guys like Siakam and guys like Nesmith to get second chance opportunities and to get layups. And the most glaring thing that I saw yesterday, I saw a bunch of glaring things, but the most glaring thing that I saw, and I don't understand why teams don't do this more. I love the fact that Rick Carlisle did not call timeout on that last possession and kept Oklahoma City on their heels and made them dudes play. Because I never understand this, Ron. When you call timeout, what I'm doing is the best defense in the league, I'm giving them an opportunity to set up. I'm giving them an opportunity to get it together. No, I'm not going to let you take your coat off, Ron. No, I'm not going to let you take your jacket off. Put your hand. I'm not even going to let you put your hands up. I'm going to rush you. And I feel like that's what Indiana did on that last play. That was huge.
Yeah. Shout out Hallie dropping off. Yeah, Caruso's in that too. Dropping off Case and Wallace and Caruso.
Well, that Case and Wallace adjustment, brother Mars and brother Ron and brother Chill started. That was such an overreaction to start the game off. You just got to go normal. I think just play your normal style of basketball. Don't try to mega mind this whole thing, and then you just lean into what you are. But overall, I think the reason why their starters even looked as good as they did in the first place was Lou Dort was making threes. He had 5 threes in 3 quarters, didn't he? In 3 quarters.
Yeah, he was super.
Yeah, like I was like, all right, well, it's just going to be one of those days. And I put it on the timeline, Mars, because at one point yesterday, SGA was 12 of 26, which is good. But Dub was 3 of 12. And I'm like, Ron, if they're going to get a win, it needs to be today. Like, it got to be today because Dub ain't doing nothing. Chet wasn't even playing crazy. Now, Caruso, on the other hand.
Chet was terrible, man. Chet was terrible.
Yeah, Chet was horrible. Caruso was balling. But honestly, Ron, they just didn't. But the thing is, they kept 14, 12, 11, 10, 9. Now you get with 6 minutes left, Ron. Now all of a sudden they're like, all right, bet. Like, we know what we got to do here. And it's all of us. And honestly, Ron, Hallie didn't even play a great game yesterday. He really didn't. And he was getting trapped up. The turnovers were there. He had 3 in the first half. But I think what he did, to his credit and Carlisle's credit, they were ball pressuring him like crazy, Ron. And so they said, instead of forcing the issue, chill. This is why you want Nembhard on the roster. Give the ball to Nembhard. He's a combo guard. He can create. He can pass. He can drive. So he started forcing the issue. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying TJ too.
TJ, yeah.
TJ was getting into the paint consistently.
Yep.
I don't want you guys to. I don't want you guys to go away from because Myles just said something. Myles, talk to me about you. You just said Chet was awful. Why was Chet awful yesterday? What was going on?
He couldn't. I thought there was going to be an advantage for Chet playing at the 5, being able to go 5 out, being able to use his speed, agility, get to the rim, finish. And then it turned out he just couldn't finish at the rim to save his life. Offensively, he was a non-factor. Like, the only thing I remember him doing was OKC, Indiana miscommunicating on a pick and roll, and he had a wide open dunk. That's the only thing I can remember really from Chet yesterday. Offensively, defensively, he was a non-factor. It was like Chet just wasn't.
You mean food, Ron? Is that what you're trying to tell me, Ron?
Sure, food. If that's the victory lap you want to go with. Chet was just horrible. There's no reason. There's a reason he played 23 minutes, and
is this a matchup thing, Swiper?
No,
is that why he played 21 minutes?
Well, it was a he played terrible thing. That's what it was.
So that's what I'm asking.
Chet, I think Chet will be fine throughout the series. I don't know if Chet plays this badly again. You want to read that before I carry?
You want to read it?
No.
I'll read it. Dave said, y'all know the vibes. SGA, NBA, I don't care what you say. Pacers in 5. As you were saying, Myles.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Chet was horrible. So Chet barely played in the 4th. I think he played 4 minutes in the 4th. And that's because he wasn't giving them anything. Now, did I agree with the idea of going completely small with no bigs on the court?
No, I mean,
not necessarily.
Well, if anything, the Pacers at first, Mars, I was pissed off, right? Ron's favorite, the best shooter in the playoffs, Thomas Bryant. Them first couple.
I told y'all, man.
Well, hold on. But them first couple defensive possessions, remember the SJ was hunting them, Mars. I was like, oh my gosh, bro, this is about to get disgusting. But I think they went away from that. They settled into their trap a little bit. And then they had like some layers behind. That way, if he did get beat, there's people at the rim. But then chill. I told you, whatever's gotten in his brain over the last year, he just believes he's a sniper now. And Mark, when he gets in that left corner, black out. And then he dunked. Did he dunk on Chet?
No, it was iHeart. It was iHeart.
It was on high.
It was right after iHeart got a tip dunk.
That was a foul too, by the way.
And he was almost like, all right, you want to get a dunk on me? Let me get a dunk back on you.
Yo, just great minutes from Thomas Bryant yesterday. March, but and let me
know second half minutes.
Yeah, that's what, great,
in the first half.
End of your time minutes.
In the first, so everybody that played terrible in the first half, like god awful, actually turned it around and cleaned it up in the second half. Obi Toppin, the first 3-4 minutes from Obi Toppin was atrocious.
Turnovers, yeah, it was horrible.
Myles Turner, terrible in the first half. Thomas Bryant, bad in the first half. And Haliburton was just really nowhere to be found in the first half. Those 4 guys, it was like, yo, it's impossible for us to win if y'all gonna play like this. And then in the second half, they all basically turned it around.
You know, and who I was super impressed with yesterday. So Nembhard took the SGA assignment, and I think for as well as you could do, he did a great job against SGA. But you know who was holding the wall? Chill, like holding the line when Nembhard wasn't on it. It was Benny.
Yeah, Benny Mathurin.
Benny was literally sitting in his chair and didn't bite on the pump fakes, Mars, on none of them. And I'm like, dude, that's why, like, you might not be the best at something, Chill. You might not be known as a terrific defender. Hallie did this in previous series. Benny was the one yesterday. He might not be the defender he needs to be at this point in time, but the way that man sat in a chair versus one of the best players in the sport, Chill, and didn't move an inch, I thought that helped swing the game back in their favor as well, Chill.
I think that's largely due to homework. Sitting on the sideline, paying attention to SGA. I was watching yesterday too, Swiper, and Myles had brought this up to me. The tunnel vision from SGA. And I do understand that, you know, we get late in games. They depend on him to get buckets. They depend on him to close games. And I do understand that aspect of it. And it didn't help that J-Dub didn't have anything going. It didn't help that Chet wasn't doing anything offensively. That did not help. But with that being said, I feel like Mathurin did as good a job as he could, not only just on SGA one-on-one, but when we had guard to guard, I felt like Nembhard made it a point not to switch. I'm gonna stay with him. Whenever he got around that screen and they went in that drop, he chased SGA long enough to get him to stay on the wing. Nembhard was able to get back to him. I didn't think that with what Dagnall did in terms of the small ball lineup, I didn't have a problem with it because he'd been winning with the small ball lineup all year. Like, we actually called him, I thought that it was really smart when he had J-Dub playing at the 5 and it was working. Now all of a sudden you play against Indiana and you go with this small ball lineup. Well, it's not working because Rick Carlisle is not going to go small because he's got bigger guys that do the same thing that your small guys do. That's where the problem is. He's got big guys who run the floor like your small guys do. He's got big guys who rebound like your small guys do. He's got big guys who can protect and defend, not as well as your small guys, but good enough where we can rebound the basketball and hold you guys to one-shot opportunities. So I'm not faulting Dagnall for him only going to that small ball lineup because it's worked all year. It's not going to work as much against this team because Rick Carlisle's going to stick with that big lineup.
Yo, Arch just sent through $100, and he wants everybody to relax. He said, everyone calm down. It's just one game. Don't be prisoners of the moment. And to the panelists, who you got winning this series and in how many games?
I still said that Oklahoma City was winning in 5. I wouldn't be surprised if Indiana didn't win another game in the series.
Gentlemen sweep?
Surprise me.
Yeah, I had OKC in 5.
Yeah, I mean,
I had Indiana. I had game 1 being the game Indiana won. So
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, look.
We're right on track.
This is what y'all predicted.
Yeah, I had OKC. Yeah,
I'm not being a prisoner of the moment here.
And the game I had Indiana winning was game 1. Now, I will say I didn't expect Indiana to win game 1 in this fashion.
Right.
I thought Indiana was going to win game 1 because they played great. OKC didn't play well, and they won. The one thing that shocked me was going into the series, my thought process was in order for Indiana to win a game, OKC have to play poorly and Indiana have to play great. Seeing Indiana win a game in which I don't think they played well does change the
24 turnovers.
That's what shocked me.
24.
But here's the thing that I'm
OKC
confused with you guys,
now.
because you guys are talking to me like Indiana didn't play well. That was because of Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City didn't capitalize on the things that they do well.
Well,
Those
Indiana
24
played great transition defense. So I mean, like, you gotta give them credit too.
100%.
OKC
Mars.
didn't score in transition. Indiana's transition defense was elite.
100% it
So
was.
they get credit for that.
And Oklahoma City.
Yeah, but their transition defense been elite all playoffs. Like,
Yeah.
it's not a new thing. They didn't just start playing transition defense yesterday. All playoffs long, when they turn the ball over, which isn't a lot. Last night was a lot, but when they turn the ball over, they don't normally
They
give
get
up
back.
a bunch of scores.
They 100%
They have the
get
best.
back
They
on
have the best transition defense in the playoffs. Not Oklahoma City. They have the best transition defense in the playoffs. Whether we knew that or not before the game, but that's the facts of the matter. They have the best transition defense in the NBA in the postseason, not Oklahoma City.
Right.
So I'm not entirely shocked that OKC struggled to score off those turnovers. I also tweeted about it that in the first half, a lot of Indiana's turnovers were dead ball turnovers. They weren't just runouts. So like that makes it easier to not give up.
Obi Toppin for throwing the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, so that gives you that makes it like when you turn the ball over and you throw it out of bounds and you're just giving up another half court offense.
Yeah.
It's still a turnover, but it's not a leak out. It's not just the easy layup. So it's like, yeah, OKC scored less points off turnovers because most of the turnovers weren't live ball turnovers, which is like, if you're going to turn the ball over, that's the best case scenario, I guess. So a few things, but and also to Benedict Mathurin, I think, Swiper, you'll be surprised by how many not great defenders can really defend in isolation.
Yeah,
especially when you have athletic tools like Benedict Mathurin.
Mm-hmm.
The reason he's not a great defender comes from like the team stuff, the screen nav, those type of things. But in isolation, guys like Benedict Mathurin, like not any, but a lot of guys who have athletic traits can probably defend in isolation. They probably can. And Benedict Mathurin deserves it because offensively, I think he was pretty much a non-factor. I think the game is probably too fast for him offensively with the way he sees the game. But defensively, he competed, and I think he made a huge difference. I think Haliburton was horrible on defense. But
yeah, I was just about to bring that up, Mars. When that's showing Haliburton nonsense, especially when Thomas Bryant was on the floor. I mean, Hallie. I don't know what to tell you, bro. You're just gonna have to switch.
You gotta play some defense.
If Thomas is, if this one thing though, Ron, if Myles Turner's back there, then you can play what you're playing. Thomas Bryant's back there. You can't do that because every time SJ split that double, he was just looking at Thomas Bryant. Thomas can't do nothing about that. So like some of this is yesterday, Hallie was the biggest. He was the biggest sieve for them on defense, and I thought that's why his game was so bad. Offensively, it is what it is. Like, you know, he'll figure that stuff out. He'll find his way to get into the series. But defensively, in particular, that little stretch they had when they had both of them on the floor. Hallie was getting beat like a drum. But then you put Myles back in the game, and all of a sudden, everybody looks kind of playable and passable and stuff again. So, and I also want to say this too, and I actually want to ask this question because this goes to the Chet Holmgren thing.
Hey, Swiper, before you ask the question, I just want to speak into the Haliburton defense a little bit. So, and this kind of goes to Benedict Mathurin too. When you are a 6'4", 6'5", 6'7" athletic guy, and I know Haliburton isn't as athletic as Benedict, but when you're athletic, you have the tools to compete. Just like how Mars said, now you might not be the smartest defender, but you can move your feet and compete.
Sure.
Now, I think that's more so the case with Benedict. Now, Penn comes up here all the time and says Benedict's a trash defender. I personally don't believe it, but you guys know I value on-ball defense a little more than off-ball defense.
Where
so if I see you able,
it's the off-ball stuff. I don't think Benedict Mathurin's a good defender. Trash, I feel like, is a reach.
Yeah.
But I think he can guard on the ball. I think he can guard in isolation.
Right.
But everything else, I don't think he's particularly great at. So in terms of defensive value, I would probably paint him as a negative overall possession to possession. But he is capable of he can guard on the Haliburton. I think is a better defender than Benedict Mathurin. But on the ball, Mathurin is a better defender than Tyrese Haliburton, and he's entirely more capable than Haliburton is at guarding in space, guarding in isolation, and that is valuable. Like you can see, especially against a team like OKC with Shea and J-Dub who play in isolation as much as they do. Benedict Mathurin's defense is valuable because he can stay in front of people. He is strong. You're not going to bump him off his spot. Well, Shea might be able to sometimes. J-Dub's not going to bump him off his spot. So it's like there's value in that.
Well,
There's
he
always
took
gonna
a
be
bump
value.
from Shea yesterday too.
He did. He can absorb that, but it's like, how much is he going to win that physical battle? I don't know. But like, he can do it, and I think that's valuable. And I think he showed it yesterday in a game where he didn't. And when his defense isn't relying on his offense being good, I think that's a good thing as well, because his offense wasn't good yesterday, but he still competed on defense and he still found a way to impact the game, which is a lot to ask for from like a year three player to not be deterred when your offense isn't really there. But he did it in the biggest moment of his career thus far. So shout out to Benjamin Mather.
Mars, you know what part of that is though? Like, so in the moment, you're in the brightest stage, biggest stage, brightest lights. You're isolated with SGA. That's where your fight or flight comes in. Like, he like, bro, you're not about to cook me. I'm a competitor. I'm a hooper. I am not going to let you get the best of me right now. And so, like, it's where guys like that, like, I'm 6'7", I'm crazy athletic, I'm strong. That's where he can compete. That's where his competitive instinct kicks in.
Right.
I'm saying that to say, Haliburton, no, you're not as big and as fast and as strong as Benedict Mathurin.
You gotta strap up, dog.
You are 6'5", long arms. Yeah. You can move your feet.
You ain't Brunson. Don't stop.
You gotta find it in here.
You don't know.
Yeah,
you have to find it in here. You can't. Swiper, chill. Morris, did y'all see how that boy was running from the screens?
Yeah, it was horrible. Yeah,
it was trying to get around them screens. Yo, if you like, you are actively hurting the defense, because when you show and go, or when you just don't show it all and try to go with the man that's slipping, it's so hard for the defender that's guarding SGA at that moment in time to get through those ghost screens,
gotta go
or
under,
sometimes
then
real
you gotta get back
screens
in,
and all of that.
Like,
Yo, I'm telling you guys, like, actually doing that, like, in an actual game, that's almost impossible with somebody like SGA.
If you're gonna show, you have to show. Like, the thing,
exactly,
because what Shea realized what was going on, like, quickly. Haliburton is showing and getting back, so Shea just ended up going right through the gap where Haliburton was meant to be showing every time. He just started attacking that, because Haliburton never stayed. When you because Steph Curry is the king of show and recover. That's it. That's the Warriors' game plan with him. But at least with Steph, he actually shows. Like, he presents a body. You can't go here, and then I'll get out. Haliburton just stands there for a split second and runs out. And Shea was like, okay, I'm gonna just take this open lane.
If the offensive player's here, he's literally standing to the side, like doing a show, and it's like, but he's really trying to just run, get out of, like, just bail. I don't want these problems. And what I'm saying is, and to your point, when Steph shows, if this is the defender, Steph is all the way up here, and then he's able to get back to the spot.
Is that by design, though, Swiper, though? Is that by design?
He's executing poorly. He's executing a show.
Because what I'm thinking, like,
he did the same thing against Boston last year. I remember.
That's what I was thinking. Because I'm thinking when I show, I'm anticipating that you're going to be there. That's why I'm getting back so fast. We go over this, right? But to your point, Swiper, he's just showing and not even waiting for me to get back. He's just showing and it's just gone, which would explain why SGA is able to attack them.
I think he was just tap dancing. I just think
why SGA is able to attack that lane the way he's doing. So
he just had happy feet. He just had happy feet. I mean, but the thing is, chill. Like, it's clearly a coaching decision. Carlisle is basically saying you're too important for us offensively, and the biggest thing is not getting beat by SGA scoring. Yep. The biggest thing is SGA's a foul baiter, and we don't need you in foul trouble. So that's why they're doing it. It's not it's not even as much about him being a bad defender as it is we just don't, your contact is too valuable to the team to allow you to get in foul trouble in these situations. So we would rather just show and then we just work around it. But I'm saying at fourth quarter, chill, money time, hey, you just got to get in front. That's all. You just got to get in front. And SGA, granted, OKC asked SGA to do it. Now, it didn't work, but at least he was there. Like, SGA stood in front.
Yes,
go ahead.
He did. That part I'm not going to argue. I'm just trying to make sense of where it went in terms of offensively for Oklahoma City. Because to your point, he wasn't good on the defensive end, right? So when I think about Oklahoma City being able to generate turnovers, like you said, Myles, they got the best. I mean, Indiana's got the best transition defense in the game. With that being said, we can score in transition, right? And I feel like Oklahoma City was at that point. I think it was, I want to say, about 9 minutes in the fourth quarter, when J-Dub got that steal. J-Dub ended up getting that steal. I felt like they were comfortably in. I felt like they had that game under control. When we get down to about 5 minutes, then the game starts to slow down. I feel like Oklahoma City had an opportunity to speed the game back up. Like, I felt like when this kid Nembhard, when he scores, I felt like that put them on their heels. Like when he hit that 3 over SGA, that put them on their heels. Instead of getting the ball out and going quickly like they were doing, like they stopped doing that. And I felt like,
well, you got to slow down when you get the ball out of the rim.
Well, Indiana doesn't do that. Indiana doesn't do that.
Well, they're not as good as a fast break team, though. Like out of that action, they're better.
Actually, they are though.
But in turnovers. The turnovers, yeah.
But turnovers, but getting the ball out of the rim too, getting the ball out and going. Like
I mean, they don't really see the thing is chill. They don't really play, but some of this is chill. The for me the baseline of it is
sure.
Where the hell was J-Dub and Chet when it mattered? SGA was doing everything.
Bench. Yeah, Chet was on the bench.
Yeah, but then was on the bench too.
But SGA, the only criticism I even have for SGA late game was when he passed the ball. Like he had a nice, he
gave it to J-Dub, right?
Yeah, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Shot some bullshit.
Yeah. Well, what are you doing? You're in perfect situation. Just do your thing. Bye. Get to your spot. Rise up. If you make it, you make it. If you miss, you miss. But J-Dub was out of whack yesterday. Hey, Mark? What do you always love saying? You know, I think it's complete trash because I'm a LeBron Jokic fan. The right play is not always a good play. Like when you pass it to a non-shooter.
Passing isn't always the right play. Yeah, I hate when that's given as the.
Yeah, and you're passing to J-Dub, and J-Dub might as well have been Russell Westbrook with broke hand yesterday. Like he just mentally. I can't
completely leave him out though, Swiper. He's still
but
out,
mentally he was wrong. But that's it. Chill. It was like
but he passed it to J-Dub in a situation like if J-Dub had an advantage and then you give it to J-Dub to attack the closeout. Even if J-Dub makes a bad decision, you can be like, okay, that makes sense. Like he's still your all-star. He made the All-NBA team. Like he's your second best offensive player, regardless of how he's playing. That makes sense. He just gave it to J-Dub to isolate Neesmith. Like that's not an advantage. In what world is that an advantage? Especially with the way he was playing.
I think he's going to J-Dub because at some point, my guy got to get going. I mean,
it's 109 to 110
that's
37
that's
seconds
not the time
left.
to try and inject your teammate with confidence.
To do it, and he can still get going. But I mean, I felt like he was trying to get him in the game. He just
but chill. I'm looking at it now. It's 31.9 seconds left. It's a 1 point game. I'm gonna tell you what really happened, chill. It ain't about J-Dub. He didn't want to deal with Nembhard right there. Nembhard wasn't moving. Nembhard literally.
Great job on him yesterday.
It was Nembhard, and then everybody was just kind of flanked around. I just think in that moment he was like, I don't want to force a shot over a Nembhard.
Yeah.
And then miss it, and then now we're in a whole different situation. And J-Dub,
like he did for the game winner.
Yeah,
like he did the very next
good look. Yeah, that was a good look. He's gonna make that. But
again,
that was practically a grenade. I'm sorry. Like he gave it to J-Dub with like 6 on the clock, and he was 30 feet out with Neesmith on him. Like that's basically a grenade. I don't know what you expected J-Dub to do with that, but
y'all, I do want to talk about Shea a little bit more.
Yep.
Yesterday we were watching the game on Playback. If you weren't there, shame on you. Mars, I've seen you in the comments. Swipe, I've seen you. Ox, I've seen you. A lot of you other. I'm not even going to talk about it. If you were there, you were there. But either way, Shea, Swipe had mentioned it. He started out 12 for 26, and then he ended up finishing 14 for 30.
Yeah.
Finished with 38 points. Yeah. Had a couple turnovers, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. How do y'all 3 for 6 from 3, 7 for 8 from the stripe?
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about Shea? What would you grade his performance?
I think Shea was great.
Yeah, I give him an A-.
Yeah, I think Shea was great.
Yeah,
him and Lou Dort are the only people who Isaiah Hartenstein actually played well in his minutes. But like high minutes, 30+ minute guys, Shea and Lou Dort are the only ones who I think can leave that game.
Whoa,
like,
Caruso.
He didn't play 30 minutes, I don't think. If he did, then he'll count too. But 30+ minute guys. Yeah. All right, Caruso, sure.
It's like when you round
those
up
3,
game,
those 3 are the only ones who can leave that game saying I did my job. Everyone else, I think Shea was fine. I understand he's the best player, so he's going to get more scrutiny, blah, blah, blah. I understand that. Like we just spoke about him making 1 pass in the 4th quarter. But overall, possession to possession, over the course of the game, I think Shea was great. I think he was fantastic.
Look, and I said on timeout yesterday, I think he's one of the 4 best scorers in the league. But there's still a pathway for him to even get better as a scorer. Like that should be frightening. Could you even watch him yesterday? It's like he knows where his spots are, but it's also like sometimes I'm like, you realize they really can't, like, if you just decided today I'm not passing the basketball, there's really nothing they could do about it. Like, you could get to the rim at will. You could get to this mid-range at will. He made a couple 3-pointers last night as well. I mean, they were honestly that was ugly. That was a bad shot. That was Jason Tatum.
There was another 3 that went off the backboard too, but it went in.
Oh, Myles
Turner.
Yeah.
Hey, sidestep.
Carl Anthony Village, y'all.
That was another moment. That and the Nembhard 3 were like 2 moments that was like,
That was a momentum shift.
Yeah, okay.
100%.
Obi hit a crazy 3-2 where he barely had his feet set.
Mhm.
He was kind of like fading to the
Yeah,
to the left.
we could see what was going on. But I think Shea was perfectly fine yesterday. I think he was the best player on the court. I think Lou Dort was the second best player on the court.
If we're counting per minute, I mean that the Caruso show was pretty special yesterday too. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, if he makes
that defense is insane.
Yeah,
bro.
he makes slightly more threes. I don't know what he ended up shooting, 1 for 3 maybe, but like he got like 2 back-to-back clean looks in the corner he missed. Like slightly better, and then he got a charge. So slightly better offensive execution from Caruso was like all you could really ask for. Lou Dort was amazing. Shea was great. Those 3, yeah, but I think Shea was the best player on the court, and I think Lou Dort was the second best player on the court.
I just like Shea's aggressiveness more than anything. I just like Shea's aggressiveness, him getting downhill, scoring with the weak hand, scoring with the strong hand. He was looking for contact. He went to the stripe. He went to the stripe 4 times yesterday.
When the game mattered, he went to he only went 4 times, and then he got 4 late.
Who we talking about?
SGA. Yeah.
Yeah, he did most of his scoring without free throws. Yeah.
Yes, he did. I think he scored 28 of the 38 was 30. I'm sorry, 30. I'm sorry.
31.
Yeah, 7 points from the strike, right? So, I mean, I thought he did a good job getting downhill, getting to the rim. I mean, some people, you guys are going to roast me for talking about SGA's defense. I mean, when Nembhard goes into that bag, which I didn't even know he had that in his bag.
You know what I'm saying? That's why he bad in cases.
I did not know he had that in his bag. When he threw it between his legs 3 times and then stepped back slightly and then hit that 3 on him, I was like, oh shit, I didn't know he had that in his bag. But then the very next trip, he ends up shooting an air ball because I'm thinking, go to him again. But
Siakam ended up getting that offensive rebound. So
yes, he did.
Yeah, but they weren't supposed
go to the offense, man. So.
They weren't supposed to go back to him right there, though. Like in Indiana,
why not?
I'm gonna tell you why. They lost character a little bit. Yeah, because he built out that shot. And they started going Nembhard isolation, and they did that for the whole shot clock. And it's like, yo, just play ball because you got 4 other dudes that can hit that shot on the court. Yeah. So it's like my thing is just keep playing ball, and then they did it. He airballed it. Yep. Luckily, we're the better rebounding
happened
team.
Twice in the fourth. Literally, 2 airballs went straight. One was to Myles Turner, one was to Pascal. They ended up rebounding 2 airballs in the fourth. They ended up rebounding like 3 for the game as well. So it's
that's where that big lineup came in. Like when
airballs are tough to rebound in general, whether you have a big out there or not. They typically do end up going to the offensive team. So I don't really hold that against OKC. I also don't think the rebounding killed them. Like that's not something
really, Myles. When you get out rebounded by 14,
yeah, really? I think
stuff like that is.
The reason the rebound differential was so big was because OKC missed more shots. So Indiana's going to get more rebounds. Yeah, Indiana's going to get more rebounds because they get more defensive rebounds. Because
Indiana got a lot of offensive rebounds. Here's the difference.
The gap was only maybe like 3 or 4 offensive rebounds.
No, Myles Turner had 5.
Yeah, but the team wise,
13. It was 13-10 offensive.
Yeah,
rebounds.
the gap, team offensive rebound wasn't that substantial to me.
And if they're not as worried, to your point, Myles, but if they're not worried, if they're not as worried about Indiana's transition offense, I think that they go to the glass more. And I think that with them going to the glass more, they get more offensive rebounds.
But that's not why they.
But they're not an offensive rebounding team in general. And B, but I think that was something that was going to happen before the series started. I didn't anticipate either team really crashing the offensive glass. I don't think Indiana really crashed the offensive glass. I think they had guys down there who caught airballs, which you get credit for, but I don't think that killed Oklahoma City over the course of the game. I think the reason the rebound margin was so big was solely because of the fact that OKC missed more shots. So when one team has 50 rebounds and another team has 40, it's because, well, hey, I missed 15 more shots. Yeah, you're going to get more rebounds than me. That makes sense. I do think that there were timely offensive rebounds that Indiana got in the fourth that definitely were consequential.
Because you shoot.
But even off that, like I think Indiana, because I remember I watched the fourth maybe an hour or so ago. Benedict Mathurin got on offensive rebounds with 10 minutes left in the fourth. Sure. He missed the layup. He then rebounded his missed the layup again. The ball went out of bounds, and TJ McConnell turned it over on the out of bounds, and OKC ended up getting a dunk. So that's 2 of the offensive rebounds that literally led to an OKC run up. So that's 2 of the 6 offensive rebounds, whatever OKC had in the fourth.
Sure.
Indiana had in the fourth that literally benefited OKC. So that's 2 of them right there. The other one was the air ball that turned into the Pascal Siakam got fouled. I'm sorry. I understand that hurt OKC. There's not much OKC can do about that. That's going to happen. Another one was the Myles Turner air ball turned into a Myles Turner layup. Once again, nothing you can really do about that. You live with that. And then another one that was consequential was I can't remember who got the offensive rebounds. It turned into someone getting fouled, out of bounds. Myles turned a step back three off the glass. So
Hey, hold on, Mars.
OKC ended up giving up 7 points off the offensive rebounds, which were consequential in the fourth. But I don't think that's why they lost the game. Like personally,
Hey, hold on, Mars, because I want to say this, man. First of all, who the hell is that behind me? But anyways,
who is it? Move to the side. We might know who it is.
I don't know what the fuck. Man, bro. I don't know what the hell going on. But anyways, when y'all talk about the offensive rebounds, bro, like I maybe you don't think Indiana's an offensive rebounding team, or crashing the glass or whatever, but the way they move the ball and how fast they play, that's something that happens. Like when you constantly moving and getting people out of the paint, and then they got to look around. You're going to that's going to happen. Like, so when y'all say, like when you're saying you don't think that's why Oklahoma City lost, it may not be the reason why they lost, but it's a reason in this series why Indiana got a chance to win. Because I'm telling y'all, like when they played Minnesota and Oklahoma City was grabbing all them offensive rebounds, it's because they got the bigger guys and they can sit in the paint and just box out. You know what I mean? They can sit in the paint, box out, grab a rebound. When you constantly moving and this ball swing this way, swing that way, swing this way, dude, I'm telling you, it's very hard to rebound. The offensive
it's hard to put a body on someone when everyone's moving. Yeah, it's hard to put a body on someone.
Jordan, to your point, hold on, Mars. To your point, OKC, they threw 207 passes last night, Jordan. The Indiana Pacers,
probably 500.
350.
Close.
See?
Damn.
Bro, and that's what I'm saying.
And then they had 47 potential assists last night, too.
Say the number again. What did both teams throw?
What?
Say the number again. What did both teams
207 passes for OKC, ISO heavy, Shea basketball. And then 350 for the Indiana Pacers. 350. So 143 more.
So if I got big guys on the floor, to your point, if I got big guys on the floor, and those big guys, when we shoot, they aren't concerned as much with offensive rebounding. And even if we shoot more, even if we shoot more, if I got big guys on the floor who aren't concerned with offensive rebounding as much, and they just get back, that doesn't affect us at all.
What do you mean?
I just want to make sure that I'm following you guys, because when I got two big guys in both Hartenstein and I got Chet, she clearly wasn't doing much offensively as a bucket getter. Is that fair? He wasn't scoring the basketball
as a basketball player. Yeah, he just
let's just say as a bucket getter. Well, how do I get myself involved in the game? I get myself involved in the game doing the other stuff. I do have to get on the glass. I do have to offensive rebound.
Yeah, but
he was trying to. Myles Turner just outplayed Chet last night.
I think Chet rebounded.
Let's tell the truth. Myles Turner
he absolutely did.
Outplayed Chet last night.
Absolutely.
Chet was going to the rim. Myles Turner was slapping his shit off the backboard.
I ain't even talking about scoring, Ron. I ain't talking about him with the ball. I'm just talking about getting on the glass. That's all.
I think Chet rebounded.
That shit is chill. But even still, you saying getting on the glass, like like in the possession. I'm telling y'all, that shit is so hard to do when you constantly moving. It's very hard, and they hitting the screen every play. Like like I think to the average person that's watching the game, they think the ball pressure by Lou Dort, that Tyrese Haliburton, they saying it's affecting him. Whether it may be or not, it's affecting Lou Dort too, because he got to fight over a screen every single time, and Hallie is willing to pass the ball. So imagine you putting pressure on a dude who's willing to get off the ball, have no ego to try to go back at you. You lose, because you lose all your energy. Like I said this when the game was going into the fourth, and Shea hit a crazy three to go by 9. But when I know
it was 9 or 11,
it was 9, because Indiana had it within 6.
76 to 85, I think is what.
Yeah. So when I seen Shea hit that 3, and well, really, when they got it in 6, I was like, this is a turning point for Indiana. Anytime you go into the fourth and it's a closer game in the fourth, it's a turning point, because you don't realize how much Indy wears you down throughout the first 3 quarters. Like, it's going to be a point where you got shit rocking and rolling, but in that fourth, shit go silent, shit go dead, and it seemed like they the only team that have enough energy to weather those storms. Like, certain shots should have went in for Oklahoma City in the fourth quarter. They didn't. Part of it
ran out of gas at the end, you think?
I'm not sure if it's running out of gas. I think it's just you get beat up from running through all them screens. It's like the Warriors.
What Pat Bev said?
Yeah.
Remember what Pat Bev said?
Indiana is one of the more physical teams.
Hey, it ain't sweet over here.
Yeah.
Indiana is one of the more physical teams.
Hey, y'all think about Haliburton and Nembhard and Myles Turner. Nembhard and Haliburton, they both light skinned. And they both light skinned. TJ, no, I'm just talking about the perception of Indiana. All right, you can
Oh,
throw
yeah,
TJ in there. Little white guy, TJ. You got 2 light-skinned guys that start in the backcourt. Hallie and Nimhart. And then you got Myles Turner, who everybody just labels as a big pancake. So with that being said, everybody thinks that the Indiana Pacers are soft. When that's the furthest thing from the truth. The Indiana Pacers is hard as nails.
But hold on, Ron. I was even looking at this. Look how many defenders they threw at Shea. You start off with Nimhart. Sometimes you might slip Haliburton on him, whatever. Ben Mathurin pick him up in the fourth quarter, picking him up tough. Then you got TJ sometimes. You got Neesmith sometimes. Bro, to throw that many defenders at Shea is so crazy. And like that's what I'm saying. Like just later on down the stretch, you just run out of gas. Like you just run out of gas. And we seen that from teams that's willing to pass the ball, like the Warriors. Like I remember the Warriors used to have like one of the most historic third quarter runs we ever seen in basketball.
They just
like,
pour it on you.
Yeah, like and it's like, okay, move. And you all hype because you beating the Warriors by 7 at halftime. And then they come out to halftime and then they
down 21.
And
just
now
like
you're down
that.
21. Like think about the Pacers. Think about the Pacers doing that, but in reverse. They do that shit in the fourth quarter. Like they've had so many fourth quarter comebacks this playoffs. Why? It's not luck. It cannot be luck. It got to be one thing. They wearing them down. I even think the adjustment Indiana might make next game is you're gonna see different coverages on Shea. I don't think they show Shea the same coverages. And when they deny Shea the ball from the inbound, I think they put somebody else guarding the ball tough. Like I think they make it tougher for the other guards to bring up the ball.
Which I'm glad you brought that up. Why don't teams, and I still have not gotten a satisfactory answer on this. Why don't teams run out of bounds plays to score? Why don't they have any action? I still don't know. Jordan, you are plenty of that. I mean, I grew up on that stuff, running out of bounds stuff to not just to get the ball in bounds, but to score. Especially when you got the ball under the basket. Even
the Pacers do it all the time.
Houston do it.
Yeah, the Nuggets do, Pacers do.
But yeah, also I think the out of bounds play you looking for is a direct score off the pass. They run a lot of out of bounds plays like after they throw the ball.
That's
in.
what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something right
off the pass. They do it right when they throw the ball in. I don't know. It's backwards. Yeah, it's backwards. They do it like throw the ball in, run this action, rather than the old school way. We go box, we go full cross, screen, and you get a pass,
get a shot.
Nah, they do it a little different.
I get it. I do get that.
Man, I just know, that was a big game for the Pacers to win, to steal. I wouldn't necessarily say Oklahoma City kind of got to be scared, but I will say for you to lose a game and Tyrese had 14, Nimhard had 14. What was the highest? 17?
19.
Pascal had 19.
19.
Yeah, for you to lose a game like that. Indiana
they got 40 points. They got almost 40 from the bench.
That's how they play, though.
I tried saying you don't need Haliburton to score 28.
I know that too, but that's what I'm saying. If I'm Indy, I'm taking that and I'm running with
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. When you come in a game and you don't play great,
I heard
Jordan. It's not even Hallie scoring for me. And I was saying this on Playback. If you can. And I was saying this at halftime. Chill was there. Everybody that was there in the chat, y'all see, I was cool as ever throughout the whole game. I knew he was coming back. Here's my thing though. This is one of the reasons why I was so confident. When you turn the ball over 19 points or 19 times in a half, and you're only down 12 points, I was telling everybody, it's no way in hell. I said this, and I do things like this a lot, and you guys be like, Ron, how do you know? I said, we're not going to turn the ball over 19 times again in the second half. My man, King Capers, shout out King Capers. He wanted me to tell you guys, basically, F all you guys. I don't know why he wanted me to say that, but he said it in the super chat too. But anyways, he said, Ron, how do you know that? I was like, because Rick Carlisle is going to come at halftime. He's going to calm down the troops. He's going to get everybody in line. Haliburton's going to be better. Nimhart's going to be better. On top of that, how many times do you see a team turn the ball over 19 times in a half? That's an anomaly, and I know it's the OKC defense. I know.
And not get blown out, by the way.
But a lot of times, a lot of those Indiana turnovers in the first half, it wasn't like OKC was just taking the ball from them. It's not like they were just in passing.
A little bit. They were stripping them. Going
that's what I'm saying, though, Jordan.
Yeah, a lot of offensive fouls were in there.
Yeah, but a lot of the turnovers were from the Pacers being indecisive and on their heels instead of them being aggressive. So
Yeah.
I knew if they changed their mindset and said, you know what, we're not going to let you guys bring the fight to us. We're going to take the fight to you. That changes the way you play a lot. Like, I know you guys have Chill, Swiper, Mars. I know when you guys have ran point guard in the day, if you let somebody press up on you, you're at their mercy. Whereas opposed to if you're like, I'm attacking you, it's a reason why they call it defense. I'm responding to the offense. Not the offense responding to the defense. The defense is responding to the offense. So I knew if they just changed their mindset a little bit, that it would be a whole different second half. Now, it went a completely different direction than I thought it would, but it ended up going in the Pacers' way. So,
well, and I'll say this because this is not to. I want to stay on the game, but for me, if I'm the Pacers, Ron, I mean, I'm coming for blood. Game 2, because
if you
OKC,
Indiana,
yes, because OKC, they're going to come out. They're going to come out.
So you're trying not to come back to Oklahoma City?
No, because that's what Denver did. Denver,
every team wants to sweep. Like, no one's like, we want to lose this game.
But in particular, I think for them, game 2 is like the hinge point. Because I don't even know how much they believe they can win the series if this 1-1. Now, I'm saying they might. They obviously are basketball players. The organization, they might believe. If they go, but they have to be of the brain. I got to go up 2-0. If I get both these games in OKC, now everything is on them. Because I have two more wins to get in 5 games. They got to get 4. And I think for Indiana, they have to be of the mindset that we know what's coming.
3 of those 4 games are on our home floor.
And they're going to come out with their hair on fire, looking to set the tone from the first quarter. But the thing is, if you can sustain that initial onslaught in game 2 from the Pacers or from OKC at the end of the second quarter, that's when it's going to come. And they probably will be up 14, 15, 16 points. But chill. If they keep it to a single-digit game going into the half, OKC's like, well, we were already up 14 and lost. Indiana's like, we've been down 15 plus all playoff and we've come back and we won. And for me, Hallie, this is a Hallie moment, Ron. This is where Hallie, not selfish basketball, not like shoot the ball a bunch and throw all the passes, but from a culture setting point, Jordan, for me, I'm like, bro, if I'm the best player, I want it all. I don't want to come back and we won 1. I want to go back up 2-0 and whatever got to happen. That's what got to happen.
Yeah, but Swiper, you know what? You 100% right. You know, I think you look at that from an analyst standpoint. As far as the players, I would probably say
I'm not looking at it for I'm not gonna. No. I just clarified. The players might believe they can win. What I'm saying is,
they think they can win.
But I'm saying there's a difference between I think you being 1-1 with a team that is better than you. And I understand they believe they're better. That's fine. We even saw with the game yesterday. The matchup advantages are on OKC side for a reason.
I disagree.
But let me tell you why. Okay, that's cool. Let me tell you why I think it is. They were the better team for the majority of the night. Like the majority of the night. Through and through. And this is without J-Dub. J-Dub didn't play well yesterday. Chet didn't play well yesterday. Dort played well in stretches. Caruso played well in stretches. They got nothing else.
But that's the reason why I disagree. But that's the reason why I disagree with you saying that they were the better team last night. Like I felt like as the game stretched along, like you saw an outpour from Indiana. Like Indiana showed you they were the better team last night. That's why they scored that many points across the board. So they showed you that they were the better team.
How did they show they were the better team? You're saying
they played the entire game.
They played the entire game, and multiple players contributed. Like multiple players contributed all the way through and through. You can say Hallie didn't play great.
I think that's a favorable outlook. Yeah, I do think Hallie didn't play great. He didn't, and he also played horribly.
I don't think Pascal played as great as
Pascal was good. Yeah, he was good relative to who he's playing against.
It was some shots that I feel like. First of all, it's so amazing to me how Pascal can figure this shit out. But Julius Randle, and I can't say Jokic didn't figure it out, but
you can throw his big ass on the list.
Yeah. I will when I say in spots because why Pascal can figure out I'm not gonna post up at the fucking elbow. I'm gonna just bury his ass right close to the rim. Right close to the rim. You can't get the ball from me. Even when he got it at the elbow, Pascal comfortable with, bro, I catch this ball, ain't shit you can do.
And Triple J, take notes.
Yeah, I think it's one game. Pascal, I got it.
He wasn't wasting no time with Alex Caruso.
He was getting one dribble, fade, shoot over the top. Like, why play with the ball?
Yeah, he wasn't wasting
got-
no time with him.
Yeah.
I just still think that I still think, and Myles, you brought up a really good point about the rebounding. I just think that when 4 of your 5 starters have almost 10 rebounds, I think that matters in us winning and losing. I can appreciate your logic with having one because you took more shots, but we got to get on the glass, man. We do. We got to get on the glass, and we got to create more opportunities for us to score. I watched Mitchell Robinson destroy that Indiana team offensively on the offensive glass and give them more opportunities to score. This Oklahoma City team, who is not as great as everybody thinks they are in the half court, but if you give them more opportunities to score, if you give them second and third chance opportunities, you definitely going to be at an advantage as opposed to when it's 1 pass, 1 shot, 2 passes, 1 shot, no rebounds. That's a huge problem. And I got Haliburton, I got Siakam, I got 3 of my 4 guys getting double-digit rebounds, and none of us have close to that. That's a huge difference in what we're trying to do.
But Swiper, Swiper and Chill, I agree with your point. Mitchell Robinson is also one of the best offensive rebounders in NBA history. That's number 1, so you can't really expect
OKC don't have a Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah, but I will say, Swiper, your point when I was making about
they do have.
You look at it from what you see as an analyst, but as the Indiana Pacers going into that locker room,
no,
you don't look at it. Hold on, you don't look at it as far
you
as
can't tell me what I look at it as, and then it's maybe not to respond. I'm not making a point. I'm not making a point to say what you're saying. I'm saying in the locker room, the players have to look at it as in it's not about if we win this game. You got to take this shit one game at a time. Yeah, for sure. The next game is game 2.
You can't not look ahead. You can't look ahead and say if we get this and go back to Indy. No, you got to look at it as, bro, we won that game. Forget that game. This is a new one. Let's focus on this one. If not, you're gonna get your ass cooked, bro. You're gonna get cooked.
I think to the point that I was making originally, the reason why for me it becomes we get this one, then it's like you can put a clamp on the rest of the series. The way OKC plays, they're expecting you to make mistakes. They did that all yesterday. They want you to make mistakes. They want to force you to make mistakes. In game 2s, the way that they've responded so far this playoffs. It's not in. You have to, for me, even watching film as a player, I'm watching the entirety of what they did all year. I'm watching the Memphis series, the Nuggets series, the Wolves series. Mm-hmm. Game 2 for them is blood time because now we can put a true imprint on the rest of the series. They did it 2-0 to Memphis. They did it 1-1 to Denver. They did 2-0 to the Wolves. And what I'm saying is that when they come out, they're going to come out with the point, we don't want to lose home court. So if we have to come out and win by 40, this is where we need to be. And I'm saying for the Pacers, more so as a mechanism of preparedness, expect that kind of punch. But the thing is, I think the Pacers are good enough, Jordan, that if they can just stabilize those runs, make it a close game going into the half, going into the third, they will have an opportunity, I believe, to win that game. And I think for me, that's uber important for them because at that point, I think you can make a legitimate argument they could win the NBA Finals. Yep.
But why do y'all hold on? Why do you keep doing that? As in, you couldn't make they're in the finals. I don't get why you keep undermining
the Pacers didn't stand a chance. Jordan,
win.
Jordan, there was no way that they can win this series, and it's still not. It's still not.
Apparently,
no, don't do that. Why are we doing gimmick? Why are we doing gimmick? I'm not talking gimmick.
Doing gimmicks. I asked all of you guys.
Who doesn't stand a chance? Who doesn't stand a chance?
All of you guys.
But Ron, please.
Who's going to win the series?
But Ron, this is.
That doesn't mean that they didn't stand a chance, Ron. Just because I say that they're going to win, it doesn't mean that they don't stand a chance.
You asked all the ESPN analysts
that we be talking about. We're talking to the other end of the spectrum.
No, Ron.
You look at the betting odds. Vegas, OKC. It's David and Goliath.
Ron, we ain't talking about. I'm talking about as an athlete, dog.
Who did you choose?
When you step,
who did you choose?
When you talk about Swiper and Mars and Chill.
Who did you choose?
We picked them to win the series.
Okay.
For a reason.
Hold on, Jordan.
This is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about you, clown, and your mistress team. You are not a Pacers fan. I'm not dealing with you. I'm talking about the Pacers. What do the Indiana Pacers need to do? How do the Pacers, not Ron, sorry bum ass, sitting on the panel?
Hey, Chet,
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about how do the Indiana Pacers come back and win this series? And I agree, They
Why
believe,
they
Jordan.
got
Jordan,
the win?
I believe. I know they believe.
How
But
do
Jordan, for
no,
me,
you
but
just
Jordan,
showed your colors.
but Jordan, what
How
I'm
do we come
saying,
back and win?
from
But
the
you-
Pacers player standpoint, I get it. You believe, but if you come out and you take care of business in this game, I'm saying that all of the momentum is on your side, and I believe those young boys and that young coach. I don't know if they coming back and beating this team down.
Do you fight that, Jordan?
What I'm
Jordan,
saying.
before we go any further, wait a minute, Jordan. Before we go any further, just so you know, Case and Wallace, year 2. Chet, this is only his second year playing. J-Dub, year 3, right? They got a bunch of kids over there, so it ain't like
I'm not fighting that because, like Mars said, I'm not fighting that like Mars said.
They got a
We're not
bunch of
gonna
kids over there.
We're not gonna talk about experience. The experience wasn't the reason why they lost the game. That wasn't the reason why they lost the game. We're not gonna talk about experience. What I'm saying is, when Swiper say they could possibly win the NBA finals, it's like, bro, why wouldn't they have a chance to win? Like, you don't say that about Oklahoma City. You act like it
Why
was
would I
just
say that about
penciled
the much
in.
better team?
Right.
I don't think they're that, because that's what we disagree at. You saying they're much better. These teams are more equal than you think.
I don't
That's
think
what
so.
I've been. I don't know how you don't.
You
think
got a
so.
stinker from your All NBA player, and
You got a stinker
and you won
from
by
the
1 point.
Pacers. You got a stinker from the Pacers.
Jordan Swiper,
Who?
hold that
Jalen
thought
Williams,
right
that's
quick.
what he's talking about J-Dub. That's
Jordan
Yes,
and
you
Swiper,
got a-
hold that
you got
thought
a
right
stinker
quick.
from the Pacers.
Hold
You
that
gotta
thought
stick
right
it
quick. We're going to get right back to it. I
Please,
do
let's
got to
get back
let
to
you
this.
guys know that
Please.
PrizePicks is the app that you need to download. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, but today, right now. And why should you download the PrizePicks app? I'm glad you asked me that, because when you use promo code PANEL, once again, when you use promo code PANEL and you play $5, you will get $50 back instantly in promo funds. And with that $50, boy, let me tell you, you could have the time of your life. Now, let me show you guys a little something that we did yesterday. And let me show you why PrizePicks is so amazing when you use promo code PANEL. Because you see, yesterday, unlike the Indiana Pacers, we didn't win.
Damn,
But we
OB.
won. So initially, this was $10 was supposed to turn into 190. But you see, PrizePicks has this little thing called a flex play, which allows you to be able to lose one of your contests, and you can still win money. So yeah, $10 only turned into 20, and we expected it and hoped for it to turn into 190. But the thing about it is, we still get to take a little bit home, and now this $20 can turn into $4 or $5 plays, two $10 plays, or just a $20 play. However, but as you can see, Obi Toppin cooked us because Ox didn't think that Obi was gonna come with it, but you know, that OKC defense isn't what everybody paints it out to be. But once again, download the PrizePicks app and use promo code PANEL and do what you do with that $50 that you'll get back instantly. Also, look at these two bums on the screen. Well, they are trying to get in the game. Don't be like these two, not able to get into the game. What you can do to not be like these two is download the Gametime app, create an account, and use promo code CLNS right now for $20 off your first purchase. Now, the thing about it is, it's going to be tough to get into any of those playoff games. We were talking to Capers on Playback last night. He said just to get in a building last night was like $900, which is crazy. That's for nosebleed seats. But the thing about it is, when you use the Gametime app, it makes getting tickets faster and easier, even for hard to get playoff seats. The prices on the Gametime app will go down the closer you get to tip off, and they have killer last minute deals, all in prices, views from your seats, and they have the lowest prices guaranteed. So these two bums on the screen probably had to pay $900 to get into the game. Well, if they would have used the Gametime app, if they would have used their tiny puny brains to download the Gametime app, they probably would have got, well, just a significantly lower price. So you need to take the guesswork out of buying NBA tickets, especially playoff tickets. Use your tiny puny brain and download the Gametime app, create an account, use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply, but again, create an account and redeem code using CLNS to get $20 off. Download the Gametime app today. Get killer last minute deals, get in the game, and don't be like these two bums on the screen. As we were saying, fellas.
Yeah. Let me get back to cooking this shit. That Swiper one. Cause Swiper, I just want to let you know you dead ass wrong. I want to hear
Cooking
your logic.
boiling water
I
with nothing in it,
want,
my brother.
I want to hear why do you think
This is
the
philosophical
Thunder? I want to hear why do you think the Thunder is a much better team?
Yeah. Why is the Thunder a much better
I just
team?
want to know why do you think they are so much better team?
For like playoffs included. I think that
No, playoffs only. Playoffs only. The regular season don't matter.
Yeah, I think in the
only.
playoffs they have been the best team in the playoffs.
Why wouldn't the regular season matter? They've been the best team this year.
They've been the best team in the playoffs as well.
Because we're talking about now. Nothing that they do.
They have been the best team in the playoffs.
Yeah, they've been the best team.
They've been the most dominant team in the playoffs.
They didn't look dominant when they was getting stretched out to 7 games.
One series.
Hey, Jokic had them boys spread out.
One series.
Yeah, but listen.
And then they 4-0 the other one, and they 4-1 the other one, which Jordan said that it was an equal matchup. They 4-1 that other team.
They Indiana have a better record than OKC.
First of all, I didn't say it was an equal
have a better
matchup.
what?
I like the matchup against the Timberwolves. But second of all, but hold on. No.
They've lost
Let's
less
swipe off.
Win-loss record.
First of all, don't let's swipe off the goddamn hook.
But let's get back to it. Yes. Swipe. Why is Indiana?
Why do you think they the better?
Yeah,
why
let's
do you
get back
think
to
they're
that.
much better? I just want to know why do you think they're much better?
I think that they have the best playoff defense perhaps that we've maybe ever seen, or at least second in the last 25 years. I think turning the ball over and creating the advantages they do on every game basis that they've done. I mean, just that alone, like they're literally an all-time great basketball team. They are by far the most dangerous defense in the playoffs, while also still being one of the 4 or 5 best offenses in the playoffs at the same time. Their player that they've had at the top of the board outside of first round, I mean, he's been an elite scorer in every series he's been in, if not elite, good to very good in all of those games for the most part. Like their bench has been exceptional all playoffs. Caruso, I think, has been one of the 10 best non-stars in the playoffs, all playoff. Kaysen's had great moments. Dort played great last series. Their defense versus Minnesota was incredible. They completely shut off Anthony Edwards-Helaire. I think he had his worst series of his career for one of the best scorers we've ever seen starting his career off. They absolutely hounded Julius Randle, who had 2 very good series prior to that. They made Rudy Gobert look like he was French Gobert and didn't do anything the entire series. They were literally shutting the water off of every single player they've run into, including what many of us think is the best player in the world at times. So what I'm saying is their floor is so remarkably high because even versus the best
what do the Pacers got now?
What?
30 seconds, a yap is over.
So you asked for a reason, I give you a reason, and you say it's yap?
Right. Okay. So you said much better than the Pacers.
Yes.
So do the Pacers not have? Okay, hold on, because you went through a long. You went through a long. We're gonna do it one by one. You went through a long list of shit, and I want to counter it. The first one you talk about.
Which part?
You. I'm about to tell you. Stop talking. So you talk about the Thunder defense. Do the Pacers not have a good defense too? They might not be as great as the Thunder, but do they not have a good defense?
It's still not as good. It's not even the same ball.
It don't have to be as good.
Time out.
That's what makes them better.
Time out. I know the Thunder, rightfully, Jordan. I know the Thunder have a better defense. Okay, cool. Right. They have better personnel. They have all of that. Why did the Pacers or the Thunder shoot worse than the Pacers last night? Why did the Pacers or why did the Thunder shoot 40% from the field? 39.8 to be exact.
Yep.
Why were they struggling to get money last night?
Because Indiana did a great job,
not just individually,
but Indiana did a great job not individually, as a team.
And J-Dub also was
playing
just completely
defense.
nowhere to be seen.
Why was he nowhere
to be found?
Well, I think J-Dub has shown he can take himself out of series before.
No,
he's done this.
You know who's shown that they can take people out of series? Neesmith.
I
personally don't think that is why J-Dub was free at 12 yesterday for the most part.
To your point, Ron, who's done it better? To your point, Ron,
I never said okay.
I think what
like significantly better.
Caught up on the buzzword
they are. I mean, Jordan, you disagree that they're significantly better? Like, hold on. Is it you don't think the Thunder defense is significantly better than the Pacers?
Much better.
Much better. That's
significantly better.
The much better.
Okay, the defense is significantly better. Cool.
Okay, just want to make sure.
But the Pacers defense ain't lower tier. Like they got one of the
it's
better
not lower
defenses
tier.
too.
How can something be significantly better and not be lower tier?
because one team, because it's like, bro, I'm good. You better than me. That's it.
No, significantly better.
That
Not better,
see,
Jordan. Significantly
because,
better.
Okay.
That's
See,
what
if
a
you
gap
want to say,
is.
okay, if you want to say significantly better, like
No, I'm not. I don't want to say
I
that.
disagree.
Oklahoma City's defense is significantly better than Indiana's.
Okay, Oklahoma City defense is significantly better, but
That's
Indiana's defense is punctual. When we talking about them going
On
up
time?
against each other, hold on.
Keep
When we
going.
He's
talking
just
about
saying
them-
they're a good defense. I don't get why
Yeah,
you
that's
guys.
it. That's what I don't know what
No,
the
but he
fuck
just said
y'all
there
talking
wasn't. They're not in the
and
lower
Jordan,
tier
that's
after
about
saying
Jordan.
significantly
Yeah,
They're
he's
not
better.
in the
saying,
lower
he's saying they're
tier.
not a bad. He's not
I
saying
understand
they're
what
not
Jordan
good
is
defense.
saying.
He's
We've
saying
already.
Saying they're a good defense. They're
Swiper,
not a
that's
bad
not the-
defense.
But I already
Swiper-
conceded they play good
But
defense.
that's what
No,
he's
but
saying.
that's
and
not the
for some
argument
reason
point.
Okay.
people
To
arguing
counter
about
what
that.
you're saying, Jordan. To counter what you're saying, Jordan, because you don't like the word much better. That's the
Right,
problem.
because
That's-
and also,
But we're not arguing. Here's what we're not arguing. We're not arguing that I'm not arguing that Indiana's defense is not good. We're not arguing that Indiana's offense is not good. The gap is,
and that's why the defense. That's why when y'all start talking about the
so
Thunder
let's talk
defense
about
being
the other
significant-
stuff.
Hold on, I'm about to
Because the
tell
defense-
you.
keep going.
Let me get to it. So that's why when we start talking about the Thunder defense being significantly better, now we got to throw the neutralizer for that too. The
Which
Pacers
is-
offense is
Let's talk
very
about-
freaking good.
Let's
Very
talk about
good.
that. Sure.
So that's why I've been saying these teams are so equal because it cancels each other out.
Sure.
Me and Mars had this conversation last episode I was on when we talked about how they do so many things that neutralizes each other. Now, what we did say was J-Dub got to step up. Do y'all remember that?
That's
Did
a
we
fact.
say that?
I don't
said
know. I
J-Dub
don't know if I
gotta
was here
step
for that
up.
segment.
Then that said Pascal got to step up.
Yes,
We
sir.
said the
better
stars going to
yesterday.
have to end up being stars. The problem was J-Dub didn't step up. That defense
I agree.
and you
Chet
can't say
neither.
and you can't say, but I wasn't even counting on Chet. I said that Chet and Hartenstein was going to have a
I've been
tough
saying
time.
that he was a difference in his team. I said
Yeah,
that when
I
they
said
got
it
him
was gonna
back
be a
last
tough
year.
time.
But keep
But-
going.
But when we talk about you talking about J-Dub not stepping up, the Pacers played so good defense on him. He wasn't just missing open shots. Like they was hounding him. Like they was making him take tough shots that he can
Mhm.
get to, but it just wasn't there.
But
Sure.
see,
So when
Jordan,
you
that's
say-
that's what I'm saying though. I believe that yes, the Thunder and we're a little different. I do think that it is a gap between these defenses. But like to your point, Jordan,
fine.
I don't think that matters because I think that the Pacers damn near guard the Thunder better than the Thunder guard the Pacers.
But it's
Now,
not
that
even-
might
it's the
sound
offense.
crazy.
Ron,
that
it's
might
the
be
offense.
ridiculous, but I think that we match up against them damn near better than they match up against us.
Where is
It's
it?
because it's really because of the offense. That's really what it's about. It's about the Pacers offense. It's neutralizing that great defense. Like a great defense, of course, they look great against the Nuggets. They look great against the Timberwolves. They look great against the Grizzlies. They even look good against the Pacers. It's just the punch back from the Pacers offense is good enough to keep the engine going. The Thunder defense used to deplete teams. Like it's used to depleting. When they got your ass beat, they gonna beat your ass. Not the Pacers. The Pacers keep coming back. Bro, they was down 14 in the fourth. And they came back. They came back. That's the offense. That's what I'm talking about. So when you talking about this team is much better, I
Yeah, I think so.
disagree.
That's cool to disagree, but I do
and
think
you
so.
you said something that was cap. You said the Thunder got
Which
a
part?
better bench. The Thunder got a better bench. That's cap. They
We
don't.
had this conversation yesterday. I said I had a better bench yesterday. I'm not gonna change my opinion. After
Yeah,
one
they
game.
don't though. Yeah, but no, but
To you.
you're not in one game. It's like that's the the Pacers.
I mean, this
been
is
winning-
after game one,
Pacers-
mind you. They just
No.
won by 1 point. So I mean, I agree with you.
Swiper.
But if they would have won
Hallie-
yesterday,
Hallie haven't been
if
averaging
OKC
35
wins
for
yesterday,
the-
like is the
Hallie haven't
is
been
the
averaging
interview?
35.
You said
Hallie
who?
haven't been averaging 35 for the playoffs.
What's that got to
They-
do with anything?
They win a lot of games with him not scoring 25, 30.
Why would
They win a lot
I've
of-
never asked him to score that much.
He's saying that their bench
The
contributes
bench is
a lot.
good. Yeah,
They have
that
6
bench
players averaging
contributes to
double
that.
digits in the playoffs. Yeah, that's really good.
So why is Oklahoma City bench better?
Oklahoma
We
City
had this
bench
whole
was
conversation
whack
yesterday.
last night too.
Yeah,
Huh?
we
My
had the
issue,
whole
my
conversation
issue,
about
my
this
issue
yesterday.
with my issue with
Yeah,
Ron
go
is
ahead,
him
sign
telling
up.
us. My issue with Ron is telling us that we didn't give Indiana a chance. Ron, they're in the series. They have a chance. Just because I think that Oklahoma City is going to win this series in 5 games.
So
Just
yeah, we
because I think Oklahoma
we
City
made
is going
picks
to.
yesterday.
Right.
OKC was up for again, Ron. I'm with you because this happened. But I know
I never said
I
that they
remember
didn't have a
2
chance.
series ago. I remember the same thing happened 2 series ago. And the whole conversation after was, well, they were up double digits for all the whole game
Right.
until the end of the game. And if they don't make these mistakes, then they win the game. So what I'm saying to you on the other side of this, OKC was up double digits for a
Sure.
majority of the game and second half. They started crumbling yesterday. The Pacers did the Pacers. Andrew Nemhard put
game.
SG on skates.
Yes,
Hallie
he
drove
did.
by SGA, got a layup. They got to the free throw line. Nembhard got to the free throw line. They started missing shots on the other.
Don't
J-Dub
forget
was
about
nowhere to
Caruso
be
getting
seen. SGA made a couple jumpers and then didn't make the last one that counted. Hallie, who I thought was mid on offense and bad on defense yesterday, made the shot to end the game. They deserve credit for that. But I also am not going to be like the team that was leading for 99.9% of the game did look better yesterday. But at the same time, I'm not going to write off the fact that that the Indiana Pacers can win the series. We had a conversation about this yesterday. I told you there's a pathway for them to do it.
You're
But
saying
it's not
this
about
right now.
picking.
Chill,
I
Ron,
picked
Just because I picked
OKC.
Oklahoma City
Okay,
to win
and what?
the series in
Chill,
5
okay,
games
and what?
does not mean
Fine,
that I
fine,
don't
fine.
think that
You're not giving the
Indiana has
Pacers
a
a
chance.
chance. You're
Listen,
not
Chill.
giving them a chance. What
No,
the
no,
fuck?
I am giving them a chance.
That's this.
Oh, you picked them
If
in
I
five.
pick a series, if I pick a series, no, hold on, chill. Hold on, chill. I literally said yesterday. I said to you yesterday, I'm picking this, but this
Oklahoma
is how
City, I got them
this
winning
is
some
how
five
the
games.
Pacers could also win the series. I literally said it to you
How is
yesterday.
that a
We
chance?
had this whole conversation yesterday.
Chill,
Jordan was
you-
not here for it.
Chill, you want to know why you don't get to talk at all about this segment? You just need to just sit back and just mute it because you are the same person, the same exact person that before the playoffs, we asked, does anybody have an opportunity to come out the East? And you said only Boston. And then we went through a whole bunch of different scenarios about how this could happen. No, I don't see no other scenario. We said, what was the floor of the Cavaliers?
The East Finals.
Eastern Conference Finals.
Sure.
But if they go to the finals and this, and this, we went through a whole bunch of scenarios. And you basically said the only scenario that can happen is Boston can come out the East. So when you say that the only scenario that can happen is OKC in 5, I don't want to hear that you believe that the Pacers can do this, and this, because you didn't believe that the Cavs could do anything. You didn't believe anything else could happen. When you say OKC in 5, that is almost the answer to say, I believe this team will sweep these dudes. I believe these dudes don't stand a chance. I don't even think that even if the Pacers steal a game 1, that they still won't win. You believe that they're going to get swept the rest of the way.
Or a gentleman
do.
sweep. I don't get it.
I wouldn't
Okay,
be
so like-
surprised if they didn't win another game, but I can also counter that.
How do you get the chance?
But I can also
Get him.
counter that. I can also counter that by listening to you tell me, Ron. I believe it was last year with the same Indiana
Picked the
team.
Bucks to beat the Pacers out of the first round because of Giannis. No other reason, Jordan. I'll argue with you. Cool, whatever. That dude, this clown right here, he literally said the reason I'm picking the Bucks to beat the Pacers is because of Giannis Antetokounmpo, knowing they got Kyle Kuzma,
That's
knowing
right.
they got Brook Lopez.
That's
He
right.
said Brook Lopez and Al Horford are just as good as each other. But you want to hold Chill accountable when you don't hold yourself accountable.
Not only that, don't stop there, Spiper, because this is the same dude who last year with this same Indiana team came up here and told us that the reason why Tyrese Haliburton is so good because he's playing with inefficient role players, no real talent on that team. Now here we are with this crew that's in the NBA goddamn finals,
Ain't no
and
way
now
you
this
said
dude
that,
is talking
Ron.
about this
We're
Indiana
not
team
talking
is
about
so
last
awesome.
year's playoffs. We're talking about
Some
these
damn
playoffs.
nerves.
You talking about these players?
Oh, no,
On
no,
top of
not
that,
these playoffs.
Hey, on top of that, hey, role players improve.
Turn my fan on again.
Role
Hot in
players
here.
improve.
The fact that this team is in the NBA finals, they have
Right.
a chance. The fact
But
that
why
they're
did
in-
you?
the
No,
fact that they're
Chill. You
in the-
can't say that and say I don't think they're gonna win another game.
I
That
don't
make
think
no
that
sense.
I don't think that they're going to win another game. However, they are in the NBA finals, so they do have a chance. They're
Oh
here.
my God, chill.
They
That ain't
do.
good. No,
I don't
that's
think that
just
they
cra-
win in the game.
That's
Y'all are
cra-
such
that's
clowns,
no.
man.
Listen,
I wouldn't be
listen.
surprised
If
they
Hallie
win
missed
another
that
game.
shot, they're down 0-1, and then Ron is up here quiet as a church mouse, bro. It's unbelievable.
Hey, listen. This is why I said.
If Hallie does
this is
what?
why-
If Hallie
Hey.
looks like he can continue to have a stinker like he was yesterday and doesn't make that shot at
Hey.
0-1, now what? Hallie,
You know what
hey,
real
Jordan, you know what
superstars
it is?
do?
12,
You know
12,
what real
10, and 6, 3
superstars do?
turnovers. That's exactly what he would have did. Go
Do
ahead.
you know what real superstars do? When the
Real
game's on the
superstars?
line, they make their mid-range jumpers.
That's a fact.
SGA. You know what real
SGA's not a real superstar
You know
now?
what real
I
superstars
don't get
do?
that one.
You know what
I
real
don't get that. I don't get that
superstars
This
one,
do?
shit right here is taking years
When
off
it's
my
hot,
life. This
Ron,
and when
I
it's
don't get
hot,
that one.
and
No,
when all the
Ron.
money's
Get
on
the
the
hell outta here.
hardwood, when all the money's on the hardwood, they make the final play. Hey, SGA, I'm sorry that you couldn't finish the game with 40 points. You know, Penn told me Penn was counting backwards during the playback. He started at 40,
And it was
he started
working.
counting backwards.
And it
But
was
you know what,
working.
Chill? You know what, Chill? He left 2 points on the board.
Yes, he
finished.
did.
He finished
Yes, he
with
did.
-2.
Yeah, he
all right.
finished with 38
He
instead of
didn't
40.
quite get the 40
Yes,
that he
he
needed
did.
for them to win. I'm
Hey,
sorry,
hey.
Penn.
Wait,
Hey,
was
but
Hallie
listen.
better than SGA in the fourth yesterday? Ron?
Why does that
Based
matter?
on
Why
that?
does that matter?
Well, Ron brought it up. Ron brought it up.
He was better in the last 10 seconds.
Oh, here we go with the bullshit.
Hey, listen. This is what I'm talking about with this championship. When we talked about the series, I said this series is going to go 6 or 7. That's given.
Well, stand
either
on which
team
one?
a
Which
chance.
number? 6 or 7? Which one?
It could go Pacers in 6, or it could go Pacers in 7.
I picked Oklahoma City in 5.
So 6. So you
I don't
got
know
so
which
stand
one
on
you
one. So
want me to
6.
do.
I picked
So
Oklahoma City in 5.
No.
I did.
I
So
think
wait,
both
so
of these
you're
teams are
saying
good
the
teams.
Pacers win no matter what in your brain. So to
I'm
you,
picking the Pacers. Yes, I'm picking
so
the Pacers.
OKC has no real chance to win anything more than 2 games in this series.
No, I didn't say that. I'm saying it could.
So why can't OKC win 4 games in this series?
They can. That's
You
why
didn't say they could, though. You would have said they could win 2 or
Swiper,
3.
Swiper, you are.
That's what you
doing
just
some
chill.
dumb
They
shit
not
right
just do the same thing to us.
No, I did not. No, I did not do that. That's not what I
I'm
did.
standing on business. OKC
That's not what
can't
I
win
did
4
to y'all.
games.
This is
I'm
what I
standing on
said.
business.
And I'm standing on business, Ron. I got OKC winning the series in 5. That doesn't mean that Indiana doesn't have a chance.
Yes, it does.
No, it don't.
I got Pacers.
If I run, Jordan, you get in the ring and I got this dude knocking you out in round 3, that doesn't mean that the fight can't go 10
Wait,
rounds.
chill. Wait, hold on, chill.
Wait,
Hey, chill. If you get married again and the preacher asks you, do you take this woman to be your wife? Hey, maybe I do, maybe I don't. But you know what? I'm gonna give her an option. That's exactly what he's doing. You don't want to commit to nothing.
No. I am committing. I'm committing to a Pacers win, but I could be wrong. Like I'm committed to a Pacers win. This is how even that I think this series is. That's why I'm giving it 7 games. Now I do think Indiana put a little monkey in the wrench by stealing game 1. I do think that has a lot to do with it. They definitely stole game 1. I didn't see them. I thought maybe they would split, but I was comfortable with Indy going down 2-0 as long as they didn't get blown out, and then going to Indiana and winning 2 games. I was comfortable like them doing that, and then marbles on the line. Let's see what we got for game 7. But the reason why I'm saying it could be Indy in 6 because they stole game 1. Now if OKC go back and steal game 3, then we got a 7-game series on my watch. But
Would you pick one number, dog? Be a man to stand on like you were 2 weeks ago.
Right now,
be a man.
Right now,
right now.
Yeah, nigga.
Wait, is this a musical? Is this a musical right now? This is High School Musical. Stand on a number. Which number? Pick one. One number.
Pacers in 6 right now.
Okay, rest of the series. He can't say nothing else. OKC only win 2 games. They have no chance to win 3 or more games in this series. That's what you just said.
Bro, so what game was you giving the Pacers to win? Because this is gonna tell me a lot about what y'all think.
At home. You answer the question, clown.
One at home, huh? Right. One at home, right. So chill. What game was you giving the Pacers to win?
3.
At home. Thank you. At home.
What's that mean, Jordan?
So my point is,
what games are OKC winning? You picked them to win 2 games. What 2 games are OKC gonna win?
I wasn't sure about game 4.
2 and what? 2 and what? Games 2 and what?
I thought they was gonna win.
From here on. Pick
now I got
2 games they gonna win. The same thing you did to Shill. At home, huh?
No, but that's different because we're talking about the game.
To Mars's point,
we're talking about the game.
I had them losing.
That's why it's different.
I had them losing the 4 games, but instead of Oklahoma City losing game 1, I had them losing game 3 in Indiana.
Because you don't think Indigo's gonna win now.
Bro, it's the same thing as in 2001 when Philly came into Los Angeles and beat the Lakers.
Now they trying to say
2001. When Philly came in to Los Angeles and beat them, I said Philly ain't winning another game in the series. That doesn't mean Philly don't have a chance.
Do you feel that? Do you, in your heart of hearts, your memory of memories, do you feel that this series will go that same exact way? Do you feel that the Lakers are the Thunder and the Pacers are the Sixers? Do you feel that the gap is like that?
I think the Pacers are much better than Philly. 100%. I think that. I don't think that that's close. I don't think that the Pacers are winning another game in the series.
All right, let's ask Mars. I want to know because Mars ain't sitting there. What do you think is gonna happen, Mars? Like, what do you think with this series?
My prediction was Pacers. OKC in 5.
Damn! So me and Ron the only one who saw this series going 6 and 7.
No,
OKC going
6
6-7.
or 7. 6.
This series ain't going 6 or 7.
I think it's possible. My prediction was 5. That doesn't mean I don't think 6 was possible.
So sick of Jordan.
Okay. So since the Pacers won this game, do you think?
No, I had the Pacers winning game 1.
You did? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that.
That was the game I thought they was going to win. And I didn't expect them to win it in this fashion, but that was the game I thought they was going to win.
Okay, I didn't know that.
I had
didn't
them
know
winning game 3.
Yeah, the home court stuff doesn't make much of a difference to me. So I just thought they was going. I thought they was going to win this game, but I can see it going 6 and 7. I think is I'll be kind of surprised if Indiana
If we
beat
get a
them
7-game series.
But I said that everything leading up to the series, I said I would love for this series to be extended. Like I want to see a long series.
Yeah,
I
we
wanna
all
see a
said the
7-game
same
series.
thing. Yeah,
Sure.
But personally, I just think OKC are the better team.
I think
think
that they're the
it's
better
good.
team too, but I think it's not much better. I think they're more equal than people think. I think
I think
matchup
Indiana is
far
really
more
good.
equal.
I do think Indiana. Are really
I
good,
agree.
But the level
I think
the
they're the
level
better
of
team through the
I
straight.
think
No, that's the only reason why.
me thinking OKC are this much better. I think it's not about how bad I think Indiana is.
yes.
It's about how good I think OKC is, and
Yes.
I'm fine. I might be wrong about that. Like I might be wrong with the regard I hold
think
this
so.
OKC team, which is perfectly fine. I'm not saying I'm right, but that's what it is. Like I don't want anyone who thinks Indiana are better or Indiana are just as good to take it as me slighting Indiana when I say I think OKC are much better. I just think OKC are that good of a team, but
Okay.
at the end of the day, they are down 1-0.
And
Hey, whoa. Hey, wait, Jordan. Press him with the same energy. Oh, because he got a different accent. He said the same thing I said. The same thing. Matter of fact, hold on. And then I want you to go back. No,
He
take that
just
energy
said
you've been
he
having
could
for me
be
for a month.
wrong.
Hush. I want you to go back to Ron, and I want you to go back to January. Press him for me being right about the Pacers series in 5, and him being wrong about the
When
Pacers
Ron
series
was
in a bunch.
aura-farming. Ron,
When
don't
he
act
got
like you was
dog walk.
aura-farming, Ron.
Okay.
Go post tweet. Hey, wait, Jordan, get in your time machine. Go press Ron about the first round,
don't act like you
then
wasn't
come back
aura-farming.
and press
100%
Ron about this nonsense again.
No, you
Okay,
want to know why
alright.
Jordan doesn't want to press me about the first round?
Look at this.
Because he wants to press you about the
Because I'm
first
him.
round.
Because I'm him.
Well,
I
said
know.
it was-
I got motion. I
He wants
understand
to
that.
press
I get it. I
you
know. I
about
know
the second
this.
round.
I know. I
Hey,
agree.
He wants to press you about the
I
second
know.
round.
I see
Jokic
that.
in 7, but I think OKC's going to win the championship. How does that work? No,
I'm
Jokic
from
in 7.
Denver. You ain't from Indiana. You
So
ain't
how
from
you choose-
Milwaukee.
so how
You
you
from
choose-
Seattle.
so how
You
you
should be
choose-
talking about your team.
And I will
Get a WNBA jersey.
And I will be the minute we get our team back this summer. I'm
You ain't
going
never
to be
getting your team
unbearable.
back.
I'm gonna
I
be
hope they never
unbearable.
give you a team
I'm
again.
gonna be
No, I'm kidding.
unbearable
Pause.
when we
Good
get our
point.
squad back and when
Good point.
Haliburton's victory lapping. But in the
Pause.
meantime, y'all,
Pause.
if you're
Real
if you're
quick,
watching the video, like the video, subscribe, turn your notification bells. This is good stuff, right? Well, it's
Absolutely.
only going to get better, y'all. Continue to tune in. Turn your headphones up just a little bit. I want to shout out to our Hall of Famers because, well, there are Hall of Famers. Salute to everybody that has joined up and became a member today. But if you are a Hall of Famer that goes by the name of Moti Kinney, Worldwide Mace Television, Jason Grillionaire, Teddy Harts, Vale, Rove Deer. I hope I'm saying your name right. Rove Deer or Rob Deer. I know you are a new member. I'll get used to saying your name, and hopefully you send through a super chat or just come up for Hall of Fame Friday and you can clarify exactly how to say your name. But shout out to Rove Deer again. Minor, Joe Breezy, Arch. Y'all know Arch. Y'all know the face. Y'all know the name. And Braden. Shout out to all of them. They are the Hall of Famers. And speaking of which, Arch sent through yet another $100 super chat in his typical fashion. And he said, to the Drench Man, who you got winning and in how many games?
Well,
6 or 7.
Well, as of now, because
No, you don't get to
You know-
change. This is for the rest of the
I know.
series.
Hey, you shut your damn mouth. This 100. You remember you told me? Remember you told me last time? Shut up because I don't got no motion for $100 super chat. Shut your ass up. I got $100 super chat.
Jordan, this is a very direct question, Jordan.
Yeah.
So as of today, on Friday, how many
Right.
games do you have? Who do you got
As-
winning the series and how many
As
games,
of
Jordan?
today, on
Today.
Friday, right now at this damn moment,
Sure.
Pacers in 6.
Okay. Basis
Now.
6 games.
If
As
it get
of
up
today.
to now, if Oklahoma can steal one on the road, Pacers in 7. But it's going 6 or 7. It is what it is. What y'all want me to do?
Wait a minute. Wait, Ron. Hold on. Arch. Same logic, Ron. Yesterday, I said, as of yesterday, OKC in 5. As of today, OKC in 6. Is that allowed, Ron? Am I allowed to do that?
You better change it. You better
All
change it.
right, cool. Then I know that's.
I mean, you do have new information. Remember that has been a thing over the last 2 months. New information has been a thing, and that's why I was asking you guys.
The nastiest, but this all started because Chill wanted to put Tatum in best in the world talk after 3 games. Now everybody gets one. Everybody gets as of new information roundabouts. We all get a chance to call home, to call and ask for a favor on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Swiper, you had the nastiest takes ever when you picked Denver to beat the goddamn Thunder, and then
how was that nasty?
So the point that I was making to
I gave you that's not what happened. He asked for who's more likely to win a ring of anybody left in the field. I said OKC. That's exactly what happened, Jordan. So don't do that. They asked me who's most likely. I said OKC because I'm a man. I stood on business, unlike you, 6 or 7. That's where that came from.
Regardless, I got Pacers winning. So that doesn't
the
matter.
song is 6'7", not 6 or 7.
You're right.
That's the problem. Lil Wayne got your head turned
The point that I
around.
was making with the Oklahoma City Thunder, the reason why, because like you said, you felt like Oklahoma City was just that good. It's not that Indiana was a bad team or Indiana was just a good team. Just Oklahoma City was that much better. I looked at Indiana and I felt like Oklahoma City, for everything as good as Indiana is, transition, half court offense, lead guard is awesome, stretching the defense. I feel like Oklahoma City had a counter and a significant counter for everything that they do. Not some things that they do, for everything that they do. That's why I looked at Oklahoma City as the better unit, because everything that you guys do, we can counter that and we can capitalize on it. Yesterday they did counter. Yesterday they did counter. They just didn't capitalize as they usually do. Ron, we have not seen the Oklahoma City Thunder throw you in a hole with 19 turnovers and only get 6 points. We have not seen that. Now, does that mean that we haven't seen a team go up against Oklahoma City that has as good a transition defense? No. But I've also seen Oklahoma City be great in transition against other great transition defenses. So this is a team in Oklahoma City that I just thought that everything that you had, they got it in terms of countering. That's all.
Hey, you know what though? Swiper, if Indiana win tomorrow, shit, I'm gonna change it from 6 to 5. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. If Indiana win tomorrow, we going from 6 to 5. Like that shit starting to count down. That's all I'm saying. So you better be careful. But Chill, to your point, when you say the countering, I think I go the same way. I lean the same way towards Indiana. But I also want to say it's a superpower for Indiana. Like if you're not beating them by 20, you might want to stay locked into the game because they're not gonna quit. And they strategy over time, like we've seen them do it in 3 series now. Like their strategy over time is just gonna wear you down, bro. Like they wear you down with so many bodies. Like I heard Ron say Thomas Bryant was their best 3-point shooter.
He was trolling when he said that. He was trolling when he said that.
But also
100% from the field yesterday.
But also, I will say Thomas Bryant is a damn good 3-point shooter, by the way. Y'all just don't know. He's a damn good 3-point shooter, by the way.
I couldn't tell when he was down here in South Beach. I couldn't tell.
I mean,
he couldn't.
He probably couldn't eat his cookies that he wanted to eat.
With the Lakers either, by the way. Couldn't shoot.
But I will say that they just wear you down with so many bodies. Like they don't have to rely on one scoring aspect for the team to be great. And that's a superpower. Like sometimes when you do that, like J-Dub, like we talking about J-Dub, and it's good to have. It's a good problem to have. You talk about J-Dub stinking it up last night.
Stinking.
That's fine. Hadley can stink it
was him and Chet. 8 for 28 from the both.
I don't know why y'all think Chet was gonna. I don't know why y'all think Chet was gonna be like this, like how he was.
Well, I said Myles Turner would be better in the series, and these people. I don't even think
Myles Turner. I don't think Myles Turner is better than Chet. I think this series just favors.
No, it's about the playoffs.
I did.
And actually, Mars, I want to ask you this question earlier, but then Ron probably got us derailed on something else, by Mean Girls or something. Mars, in a 16-game sample, is it fair to estimate that right now at their point in time in careers, Myles Turner does have a pathway to being more viable than Chet Holmgren as of right now, because Myles is a much more offensively talented player, like skilled all around. He's 10 years in as well, so he's obviously like a veteran, and he's also a good defender. He's not Chet. Chet's like in the tier 1 of the NBA, but like he's also among the bigs. He's outside of Jokic and Embiid and Cat. there, whatever that tier is under, Myles is probably in that. Is there some?
He's not in the same tier as Sabonis. No, he's not.
Well, I
think
think
it's
he's
more
a better
shooting,
scorer,
actually.
like just in the playoff. He just Sabonis can't do like all the stuff he does. And you can remember, even saw on the pick and roll. To remember, chill. I brought up the drop coverage. They brought it down. They had Myles dropping at the nail, and he was hitting those middies. So I'm saying, is there a pathway? Do you think, Mars, where that there's a real reason for Myles Turner to just have more viability than Chet Holmgren in a series like this?
Offensively, yeah. Overall, no. Well, if Chet plays like a bum, then yeah. But if Chet plays like Chet, then you could argue Myles Turner can be more viable offensively. But I'm not as high on Myles Turner's defense as you appear to be.
I'm not neither.
But like
He's a good rim protector though, y'all.
He's definitely a good rim protector.
he's a good shot blocker.
Those two things ain't the same thing.
But I think there is a cataclysmic gap between Chet and
A what?
Cataclysmic.
This
between Chet and Myles Turner on defense.
God,
but offensively, yeah, you can make the case that Myles Turner on a game-to-game basis is more consistent. I'm not even making a case. I think that's just the objective fact. On a game-to-game basis, Myles Turner is the more consistent offensive player. I think Chet, when he has like those games where he is decisive as a driver and he is getting to the rim and he is finishing at the rim, and then he's playing out the dunker spot and he's catching lobs and he's playing out pick and roll and all those things, that's when you just get Chet looking like an all-NBA level player. But on a game-to-game basis, I think they're closer, but I would still prefer Chet because of the defensive gap that he's meant to have. But like game one, for example, Myles Turner drastically outplayed him and deserves more credit for that.
Say that word again one more time.
Cataclysmic.
Man, hold on. Swipe out nobody ask your ass. Say it again, Mars. Cataclysmic. Okay.
It's
cataclysmic.
Yeah,
cataclysmic. Okay.
Cataclysmic.
But Jordan, Mars, did you see like when Chet was driving past Myles? I don't know if you ever heard like you're in footsteps, like we know football term, Ron. You definitely understood this. You got laid out plenty of times. But like you're Jordan, you know what I mean? When you're a receiver and you're running a route and you dig in, and then you hear somewhere like you know.
Hey, do that one more time. Put that mask on.
No. You know, I'm not putting my Batman mask on. But you know, like what it is. I think Chet was hearing that from Myles Turner yesterday, and I think he legit was like, when he would get around the basket, he was just a little bit more concerned about like who was around him than he normally is. I think that really like affected his head all the way around.
That's what I'm saying. Though I know, Chill, you said those are two different things: being a rim protector and being a shot blocker.
Sure,
but you know this. When Dikembe Mutombo was under the hoop, whether he's about to block your shot or not, if he steps up, you thinking about closing your eyes, you throwing up something like when there's a shot blocker under the rim, he's going to deter you one way or another. That's why it's rim deterrence, if you will. Like if you know there's a shot blocker under the hoop,
sure,
you're gonna be, you're gonna be a little skeptical when you go in there.
But Myles Turner isn't one of the as good as he is as a shot blocker. I don't see him as being one of the more feared shot blockers.
Why not? Why not?
He leads the playoffs in shot.
He led the league a couple times in shot block and block.
Was it one? Was it one? I'm different than you guys. I think he's soft. I've always felt like he was soft.
Still?
It's because he wore that outfit.
No, it had nothing to do with the outfit, Myles. No.
It's because he likes Legos.
Forgot about that outfit.
It's because he's a yoga man.
Let's talk basketball.
He's a yoga man.
Well, how is he soft on the basketball court, Joe?
Let's discuss basketball. So as a big, when you're talking about being a rim protector and being a rim deterrent, right? You have to be physical in the lane. I don't think he's nearly as physical as other bigs. I can appreciate the shot blocking, but his ability to rebound and hold on to the basketball, put the ball under his chin and clear space, he doesn't do that nearly as much as the other big men in the league who are, I feel like, tougher. When I see him on defense, I feel like he gets beat a lot because he gets roughed up. I think that he gets pushed around a lot of times as a big in terms of guys getting downhill and in terms of guys being on the box against him. So there's a part of there's a lot of him when I watch him. I think he's soft.
Okay, that's fine saying he's soft, but as far as like him being one of the better shot blockers in the NBA,
I don't think he's soft. He ain't been playing soft.
He definitely shot blocker. I mean, he was playing a little trash last night until he got going. But
I want to get around to these super chats. You guys have sent through a lot. You guys have spent your hard-earned money. 49. So I want to see what you guys got to say about game one of the finals and the finals in totality. The first super chat isn't regarding the finals, though. It's from Irregular. And he said, Lon, y'all know who Lon is?
L. Ron, yeah. Yeah, you're him.
Oh,
he, him.
Oh,
your
okay.
pronouns. He, him, you.
Lon saying shooting and scoring are the same thing with a straight face was hilarious. And also, if we are still saying Kai is a tween guy when he's one of the best off-ball players in the league is nasty.
What do you mean one of the best off-ball players in the league? Like, what do you see from Kyrie Irving off the ball that you just really like?
He can
Slasher,
shoot.
cutter,
He can
shooter.
shoot. That's it. That's all he's saying. He can catch and shoot.
That's all he can shoot. Oh, he no.
What else does Kyrie do off the ball?
I'm
He is a good cutter.
They
He's a good cutter for a guard. Better than Luka. Remember we had that Luka conversation. He's a better cutter than Luka.
Everybody fucking better to look at cutting. But I'm just saying, as far as were you moving?
Better cutter than De'Aaron Fox.
People are saying that Kyrie's a good off-ball player because he's coexisted next to Luka and because he's coexisted next to LeBron. That's why they're saying that. I don't disagree.
It's because he can come off screens, he can curl, then he can also understand when teams are
Fox can't do it
and cut back door. Because he is an elite movement shooter, there is versatility when it comes to that. There's a difference between being a spot-up guy and being a movement shooter. Kyrie can do both at an elite level. And then the fact that he's an elite connected passer as well. So when he's playing off the ball and someone closes out to him, he can drive the closeout. That's elite off ball value. Or the fact that when you close out, he can make a quick extra pass. So swing, basically. He gets on the wing, quick swing to the corner, quick decision making off the ball as well. He's an elite off ball player. Like everything when it comes to being an off ball player, besides the fact that he's not a great offensive rebounder, everything else he's elite off the ball.
If
you want to minimize it to Jay, he can shoot, but no, it's a lot more.
I would agree with you on that, but I don't think he does it.
Because the most valuable thing you can do off the ball is shoot. But I also said a bunch of other things.
Absolutely. Like I'm not.
I don't think Kyrie's
good off the ball.
He's elite off the ball. He's one of the best in the league.
Okay, you can say that. And Swiper, to your point, yes, he's better off ball than De'Aaron Fox.
But what does Fox do? Anything off ball?
Better on
point guard. What are we talking about? Point guard.
So that's what I'm saying. How is he better?
I think he's a
worse
better
creator,
point guard.
worse off the ball, worse shooter, worse dribbler, worse passer.
Checklist.
Yeah, Fox is a better passer than Kyrie Irving.
Thank you.
Bro, what is wrong with y'all?
Thank you,
bro. Bro, what is wrong with y'all with that shit, bro? I don't get what y'all be saying with it. Like, got you. He can do it. He just happened to not do it a lot. So okay, great. He can do it. He can do this. He can do that. He just happens to not do it a lot. So we can't go off of what he can do. That's not his game, and it's no knock to Kyrie Irving.
His game isn't passing. De'Aaron Fox's game isn't passing.
Yes, but he's a better passer than.
I don't agree with you. Yeah, I don't agree with you. Obviously, we disagree.
All right. Well, I'm running a poll right now. I want to see how you guys feel about it. Who's a better passer, Kyrie or De'Aaron Fox? You guys tap in and let us know. Other than that, we are moving to the next super
Somebody
chat.
share a De'Aaron Fox passing highlight when you can. I haven't seen one. Go ahead.
Can we share a Kyrie Irving passing highlight?
There is one. I'm watching one right now.
All you gonna see is a crazy. All you gonna see is
I'm watching one right now. I'm literally pull it up. I'm watching it right now.
Swiper, you do that shit with anybody, but Swiper, how many games have you? I've seen a lot of games where Kyrie Irving have 0 assists. A lot. He ain't fucking passing it. What the fuck are y'all talking about?
And to be quite frank, Kyrie don't want to pass the ball.
He don't have to.
It's nothing wrong with that. But Kyrie's not coming out there looking to get other people off.
And he doesn't have to though. Like that's why I'm saying, like, if you want to say who's a better scorer or whatever you want to say, cool. I'm gonna take Irv. But when you talk about point guard, it's De'Aaron Fox a better point guard than Kyrie Irving. Like De'Aaron Fox is a better point guard, yes. But as far as if I want a closer, if I had to pick between the two, it depends on who on my team. If I'm gonna start my team, I'm gonna probably go with De'Aaron Fox. If I gotta add somebody to the team, I'm probably gonna go Irv, just because I know I can pass that ball to that killer and he can get busy whenever he wants to. Not because he gonna come off the screen and read the floor and hit the swing pass. No, or not because he's gonna curl like Klay Thompson. No, it's because when Irv get that ball, all he needs is 2 or 3 dribbles. That's it.
Hey Jordan, I'm probably going with the clutch player of the year. So glad the NBA made the award, so now we can start, putting people where they properly belong in these conversations.
Kyrie probably more clutch than De'Aaron Fox.
What alone look, Swiper?
Even though he won the award, 4 or 5 seconds left. Get that fucking ball to Kyrie Irving. You out your damn mind.
Clutch is just 4 or 5 seconds.
I don't give a damn. Get that ball to Irv.
The Baller Shot Caller 1999 said, "This is why I said that Jim Carrey was going to be a big factor in this series, and it's already showing with the lineup change from OKC, overthinking for nothing."
Alex Caruso looks nothing like Jim Carrey, or neither does Chet.
You talking about Rick Carlisle?
I thought it was
Yeah,
talking
Rick
about Dagnall. I don't know.
No, he talking about Rick
No,
Carlisle.
Rick
I thought he was talking about. You know, wait, more
Rick Carlisle,
Jordan.
actually,
Jordan,
yeah, Rick
I
Carlisle
thought he was
does
talking about
look a
Ben
little bit
Shepherd.
like Jim Carrey.
No,
Rick Carlisle
Carlisle
Ben
is
Shepherd.
Spot on,
Carlisle
mustache.
looks just like
Yeah, he
Jim
does.
Carrey.
Rick Carlisle
Looks
does look
just
a little
like
bit
Jim
Jim
Carrey.
Carrey.
Like that's been a joke about Rick Carlisle since he came in as a coach. Like that's been the joke about Rick Carlisle.
Oh, nice. I don't think it was. I mean, I think it's overthinking now that they lost the game, but most people talking about the series said the same thing, which was don't start Hartenstein. But now Mark Dagnall did the thing that most people said not to do. He overthought. It's like, do you want coaches to be proactive or reactive? Like, Hartenstein played well, so this is probably bad timing to say it. But if he started Hartenstein and Hartenstein played poorly, everyone would then be calling for Hartenstein to be benched.
Right.
And then when Mark Dagnall does it, it's like, oh, he made the adjustment. So Mark Dagnall tries to be proactive with that, saying that I don't think this is a great series for iHeart. I'm going to start Kaysen. Now, everyone knows I said I would have started Caruso instead of Kaysen. I don't agree with that decision, but I understood the rationale. But he tries to be proactive with it. And now guys are mad at him for making a decision that most people said they would have made. Like,
And he's ran this lineup also throughout the course of the
Maybe
season.
most people will overthink.
Yeah, that's
I think-
fine. But that's fine. But it's like, maybe the people are overthinking. Maybe I was overthinking saying don't start iHeart. I'm fine with that being possible. What I don't agree with is them being mad at him for you also being wrong then. Like that's where it throws me off. Like,
I think
if you thought he shouldn't have started iHeart, and then you're saying, he should have started iHeart now that they lost. No, you were also wrong then. You can't just be mad at him. Be mad at yourself. That's where I'm at. Not if you thought iHeart should have started, and then Mark Dagnall didn't start him, and then they lost. Sure, say that Mark Dagnall was overthinking, blah, blah, blah. This doesn't really apply to you. This only applies to the group of people, which is a very loud group of people, myself included, that was saying iHeart shouldn't start, or this isn't an iHeart series. Limit
W
iHeart
accountability.
Like
W
that group of
accountability.
people, you can't be mad at Mark Dagnall for doing the thing that you said you would have done too. That's the people I'm talking to. But me, I'm still saying I wouldn't start iHeart. I would just start Caruso instead. I don't think Kaysen was good, but I still wouldn't start iHeart. I like the small lineup around Chet if Chet plays like he should. Now, if Chet doesn't, then that's a problem. But
Mason Cutright said Andrew fried SGA. Oh my goodness. Had the MVP in a mixer.
Andrew Nemhard can put Andrew Nemhard on the Nets.
Hey, look, let me remix it for you, Jordan. Remember how it went? It went hit, tween, crossover, tween,
For Nemhard?
tween, step back, bounce, splash.
I mean, I'm gonna tell y'all
Splash.
something, bro. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Like Nemhard playing at Gonzaga, however the fuck you want to say it. But man, I think that experience helps him a lot too when it comes down to this. Him being a man on that team, and I know people ridicule me when I say Hallie and Nemhard the same. I don't mean that Hallie and Nemhard are the same basketball players as far as Hallie and Nemhard are equal, but as far as them making the same amount of plays, like they damn near had an identical stat line last night, like besides the rebounds. And they damn near had identical moments. Like Nemhard had an iconic moment before, and Haliburton finished it with an iconic moment. So when I was talking about them two being, obviously Haliburton's a better player. I know, obviously he is, but Nemhard can do some of the same shit that Hallie does. Like, and that's why I was telling y'all it's the system, huh?
Even better. Even better. Like,
I don't know about even better.
You asked me who's better at just self-creating on the islands.
It's Nemhard. It's Nemhard.
Yeah, so like he can do. That's why I don't think they're the same. I think they just have different skill sets, but they're both really good. Haliburton is obviously the better player, but I don't think they're the same. I don't think they do similar things.
But as far as productivity, I'm talking about as far as productivity. They both can get buckets. They both can make their shots. They both can make good passes. I'm saying in that system with Rick Carlisle, this is all from me when I was debating Carson. He was saying Haliburton is driving this offense. When I said no, he's a big reason why. But those guys, Nemhard, even TJ McConnell, even Pascal Siakam, even them. Damn, Dave putting up the bread today, goddamn it. But even them, when I'm saying even them, this is why I think Nemhard is kind of underrated a little bit, bro. Like, this is why I think he's just underrated a little bit.
I agree. Apparently, Kaysen Wallace is better.
Who the fuck said that, Mars? Who said that? Who said it? Tell me who said it. So
it's just something I heard. It's just something I heard.
And this is why I be saying when y'all be talking about the team is much better, it's like, let's go down the list now. Who the hell said Casey Wallace
There's
was
only
better
one
than Andrew
person that
Nembhard?
would say it. There's only one person that would say it. It's none of us. It's none of us would say
It's just something I heard.
It was Penn? Was it Penn?
I don't know.
It might have been, now that I think about it, maybe. Yeah, it might have been.
I just want to know who the hell said
and then it went to, well, hey, I just I'm believing. I know in the future I'm looking at this guy's skill set, gets in a different situation.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. We're also letting Chill off the hook because Chill was there co-signing.
What?
He did?
Chill.
Chill was there co-signing.
Chill.
Talking about, hey, if Case don't want it, we do this all the time. If guys have their own team, you was there co-signing.
Hold on, Mars. Because I brought this shit up last week when I said I brought this up last week when I said put Case and Wallace on another team. Case and Wallace gonna do that.
You remember what you was doing? Penn was yapping, and then I was there getting mad about Penn yapping, and you was like, "We do this all the time, Mons. We talk about guys if they had their own team and they can do this, this, and this." And then he's just saying, Case and Wallace, if he had his own team, he can do this. And then I had to start yelling, saying, "We aren't talking about what both of these guys do if they have their own teams. We're talking about what they do for the teams they're on, about who's going to play better in the finals." You was there co-signing Penn shenanigans.
Now,
That's what you doing.
What I was co-signing was, if a guy was in a different situation, I didn't say what Penn said.
Verbatim what he just said.
I said if a guy was in
co-signing the shenanigans,
if a guy was in a different situation, I ain't making it sound like I wasn't making it sound like that. No, Mars, you're not gonna do that to me because I ain't making it sound like if Case and Wallace was on another crew, he'd be Devin Booker or some shit like that. No, I ain't saying that. No, I'm not saying that at all. What I was saying was I see Case and Wallace in year 2 on this Oklahoma City team, heavy guard-related team. If he was playing on another team, it may be a little bit different.
For him, for his success.
One of them said he would be the lead if he could be a lead guard, the lead guard for the Nets.
Case and Wallace to be a franchise point guard
for the Brooklyn Nets.
I did not co-sign that.
Bro, if Casey Wallace,
what you co-signed was the nonsense.
I'm gonna tell you something. Because y'all thought I was yapping. Y'all thought I was yapping last week. You put Casey Wallace and make him the starting point guard on a goddamn team. You out your fucking mind if you think that's a good enough point.
Franchise guard.
That's crazy as hell. Now I think you can make Andrew Nembhard in a Fred VanVleet role. I think you can easily do that. I think Fred VanVleet and Andrew Nembhard are very similar.
Hey, one of us said that CP3 is better.
The Suns would love Andrew Nembhard.
The Rockets would love Andrew Nembhard.
The Nuggets would love Andrew Nembhard. The Heat would love Andrew Nembhard. Everybody would love Andrew.
Nobody want to go to them bum ass Nuggets. Where he don't.
Actually, I don't know a team that
he would be great.
No, I don't want to see. I don't want to.
Ron, you the one who started this, so I got this.
The Lakers. Don't send him.
Why would you want to see him with the Lakers?
I said don't.
No, because then you take the ball out of
Lakers. I'm glad you brought the
Same
Lakers
with Denver.
He'd be good.
No, it wouldn't. He would be having the ball all the time.
Nembhard would be good wherever you put him because he's a really good player. But maximizing him is not.
So if Nembhard will be good, what is the gap between Andrew Nembhard and Austin Reeves?
Oh, ain't much of a gap. They're pretty much equal. I think Andrew Nembhard
Austin Reeves is better offensively.
I think Andrew Nembhard is a better basketball player. They're pretty much equal. It's pretty
One's
much
a better
equal, but Andrew Nembhard is a better basketball player.
Miles better on defense though too.
Miles better.
So let's
Andrew
not.
Nembhard.
That's what I said. Reeves is the better offensive player. It depends what you value.
Who's taking Reeves? Who's taking Reeves?
Andrew Nembhard.
And remember, Nembhard already got a deal. He's already signed.
Now Penn doesn't remember him saying that.
Nembhard is signed. Nembhard is already signed.
Yeah, he did. He got an extension already.
What did he sign?
I remember. You can.
Let me look at Andrew Nembhard.
What did he sign? Because I wanted the Rockets to swap some shit out and steal.
Yeah, this was last year, bro. They signed him early.
He got a friendly extension for it.
Yeah, I want them to swap that shit out. I'm about to start putting up Fred VanVleet to the Pacers.
It's a 3-year 58. 3-year 58. He's making 18.
He's making $2 million right now, but he'll be making 18 next year.
I know he can't wait. Boy, I know he can't wait to June. I know he can't wait to July. I think it's like the July 15 when the extensions kick in or some shit like that. Boy, that motherfucker.
Nembhard made less than James Johnson this season.
Bruh, I know Nembhard can't wait till that check hit this summertime. Boy, I know he gonna cut every light on in his house.
I feel like with Ron, to answer your question, Ron, I feel like with Austin Reeves, you have to do more to protect him. I feel like with Nembhard, I feel like Austin Reeves, you got as a player, I feel like you got to do more to protect him. I feel like with Nembhard,
franchise,
like the stuff that he does on defense, I think that's valued a lot more. And the fact that he can knock down open shots, I think that gives him the edge, and especially considering whatever system he's in, right? So
he's playable with anyone in any situation.
Yeah, I think that Nembhard. I mean, I feel like Austin Reeves is a go-getter, like off the peel. I mean, on the peel, getting to the rim, 1-on-1, knocking down open shots. I think he's better.
I ain't never seen Austin Reeves do what he did. Nembhard did SGA yesterday, though. I can tell you that much.
You capping?
Nah, I mean, not that. No.
Austin Reeves.
Reeves got some great moments. No. Here, Reeves has some great moments. No. You're not hearing me. Reeves has some great offensive moments. Playoff. I've seen them. He's been really good at times. I'm talking about like SJ game on the line. Boom. Bop.
I didn't see that from Austin Reeves.
But why you say SGA like he Tony Allen or some shit? I mean,
he got all defense votes. Chill. He got 11. He got 11 votes for all defense.
And that should let you know for a motherfucker getting all defensive vote. Andrew Nembhard say, bro, I'm about to cook this shit out your Canadian.
Who's the better? Matter of fact, chill. Based on what you're seeing. Wait, Mars. Because you about to interject.
Nembhard.
Yeah. Who the? No. Let me ask. No. Let me ask the question. No, wait. No. Let me ask
with this.
Hold on, chill. It's not an argument. I'm not trying to argue. I just want to ask the question. Set up the clip. You know what I mean? When you do social media, set up the clip. Chill. The illustrious Chill. Who's a better defender between SGA and Andrew Nembhard?
Why would you do that?
I just said Nembhard.
You think Nembhard's a better defender now?
I think he's a better on. Well, first of all, we've never had this conversation, but if we had this conversation, I think he's better on the basketball. I think he's better off the basketball. I think he's better in transition. I think his pickup points are a lot better. I think he's a better full court defender. I think he shifts his feet a lot better than SGA. I think he's a better athlete than SGA. I think he's stronger than SGA. I think he doesn't foul. I think he's a lot smarter. I don't think he clears SGA as a defender.
You just said clear. Everything you just said was a clear.
Yeah, he does clear. He do.
Nembhard's a better athlete than SGA.
I think he's a better athlete than SGA.
No, he's not.
I don't think SGA is that good of an athlete, to be honest with you. I might be in the minority. I don't think.
No. You're right. You're right. But Andrew Nembhard's not that good of an athlete either, though. But I will say that he does clear. I don't know why you don't want to be controversial. Andrew Nembhard clears SGA on defense. Like, it's clear.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it is a clear. I don't know all that.
I think he's better than him. Yes, I do.
No, he clears them. Like, he's a way better defender than him. Like, a way better defender.
And I mean, any situation. Part of it is too. It's the volume, and I say this a lot when it comes to scoring. This is my Steve Nash thing. If you only shoot 11 shots, I can't call you an elite scorer with dudes that shoot 20 shots and give you 30. And so this is my thing with SGA and Nembhard. SGA might just be a better defender, but you don't guard Jalen Brunson for 30 minutes a night. You don't guard
because he can't.
All these other
Nembhard's
guys.
getting the assignment 100%.
Nembhard getting the assignment.
Based on me watching Nembhard hound dudes full court all game.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can say Nembhard clears.
He clears. Like, it's not wrong with that until we see SGA do
screens.
Nembhard's one of the best defensive guards in the league.
That's what I'm saying.
This is the thing. Shea is a great defensive guard for a superstar. Team. That's what he is. For a superstar, we're not used to seeing superstar players be as good defensively.
Yeah, Shea, Steph Curry, players like that.
But in terms of just great defensive guards, period, no, Shea's not in those. He's not Andrew Nembhard.
Yeah,
like if you want to call a Men Thompson a guard, he's not that level of guard. Like Lou Dort, he's not that level of defender. He's great for a superstar. There's a difference between being a great defender for a superstar and being a great defender, period. And I think Shea gets a defensive boost because of the fact that he's a superstar being that good defensively. And we haven't seen that. Like Giannis is that obviously, typically.
Embiid.
Giannis is that, but like he's a big, like perimeter guards. It's not very like. It's why I think Anthony Edwards' defense gets slightly overstated as well, because he's a superstar who can play really good on-ball defense. So his defense gets probably overrated because, like, in terms of overall defense, is he an elite defensive player? No, but because he's a superstar who can play that level of defense, it's like, wow, we have like this is what.
Who said SGA was a better defender than Jalen Suggs?
Nobody.
What? You did?
I was said that
you admit to it. You admit to it.
But like that's what I think it is. I think SGA is a great defender for a superstar. He's not a great defender, period. Like he's not an all NBA level defender. But you want to give a superstar all defensive votes to like recognize that they still play defense.
Yeah, they was capping with that shit. But I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I just think people kind of sleep on Andrew Nembhard. You know, they kind of forget. I think he fell a little bit. Did he get drafted or he fell in the draft?
No, he got drafted at 31, and in part because he was older, and so therefore people thought that because he was older, he would develop and all this other
and
stuff.
they forget what he did at Gonzaga, bro.
But to be fair, I didn't see this level of defense at Gonzaga.
No, you didn't see that level of defense.
Yeah.
But he hooped though. He was He was there with Jalen Suggs too, though. By the way, so
how you let a
But
he was still a combo guard at Gonzaga, and so when I'm trying
not
to
really to me though, not really to me though.
But how do you let a guard in this era that's that big? This for me is for the NBA stuff
because he ain't 6'7".
But he's 6'4". Like he ain't little.
He's not a small dude. He is not.
But he's not.
Yeah, but
he's not big either though.
He
ain't little though either, bro.
He was a slight frame 6'4", 6'5" senior. Like,
but by the time he stepped on the floor his rookie year, though, it was like,
he was ready to play his rookie year.
For sure,
he was,
bro. Yeah, he was 20.
First of all, his goddamn brother good too, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
he is.
But bro, But if you watch, first of all, Gonzaga is tough. They don't really play that many great teams because of the conference that they're in. But if you watch them play, the IQ, they got a great coach. Mark Few's a great coach. But they are built and prepared to play. Like, they may not be a superstar, but this is why I hate how sometimes people evaluate college basketball players and they don't take winning into consideration too sometimes. It's like they are built and ready to play. They might not be your superstar guy, but you can put them in and they can contribute right away, whether it be on offense or defense, or it could just be a playmaker. Like, that's why I don't understand. When I saw that they let Andrew Nembhard slide, I was like, that's a badass. Like, any team that was gonna get him was gonna win. Because same with his brother, they're gonna let his brother slide. And watch, you're gonna see his brother be he gonna be able to strap up, he gonna be able to make plays. I think he led college in assists. He did. He led college in assists the year before. I think his assist to turnover was great too. I don't know if he led a college in assists this year or not, but I know that.
I just looked up. He's averaging 9.8 assists per game.
Come on now, I'm telling you, like, bro, his brother is turnovers, so that's brother is solid, bro. Like, I'm a huge fan of
1.7 steals as well. 1.7 steals.
TJ
McConnell. We found your replacement, TJ McConnell.
40% from three. 40%.
They gonna let him slide, and I don't know why. It's like you're gonna pick a bum ass guard because he's 6'6". He can barely.
Because we live in a space where young guys. Because this is the young league, Jordan. That's why.
Man.
And it's dumb.
I think we're getting to a point where, because of the CBA and the second apron stuff, teams that are trying to compete might be willing to take 4-year seniors who are ready to contribute right now.
You better,
because you ain't got time. Like, this is why the Bucks taking AJ Johnson threw me off. You ain't got time to wait for someone to develop and materialize when you have a win now window. So maybe, like, for example, Minnesota 17th pick. Maybe a Ryan Nembhard is available for them, just because we know they need a point guard. We know they need someone who can come in right away and help. Maybe Ryan Nembhard is a look for them. I don't know the draft. I'm not John D. I'm not Penn. But like, maybe that's a possibility. Maybe not if it's not 17. Maybe it is late first round. But maybe there is a contending team that otherwise wouldn't look at him. But because they need someone who they think that can help them right now, maybe that's what it is. So, like, I don't know.
And you better. And my thing is, you better take them, because these younger guards that don't really get the experience that they need to get in college, I think that hurts them. Like, can they be outstanding players? Absolutely. But if you go to college 1 year, you didn't get the experience that you need how to really run a team. You didn't really get that experience. You didn't get the experience that you need to know what to do when maybe I'm not the guy on the NBA team. I got to go sit behind two legendary point guards that's going to be in the Hall of Fame. But Ryan Nembhard know how to do that. You can put Ryan Nembhard, he could be the eighth man coming off the bench, and he can still be a factor. Same with
AJ Mitchell.
Shout out to AJ Mitchell minutes, by the way.
We haven't even talked about that. Why was AJ Mitchell in the game?
I have no idea what that shit was.
Those first 4 possessions.
He didn't even think he was playing, by the way.
Does he know this NBA finals?
Bro,
he didn't. Bro, he didn't even think he was playing.
He came out that motherfucker and shot that free. I thought that was campaign. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Y'all know what? Y'all know why he was playing?
Just so you know, Ron, when Mark Dagnall called his name, he was like, me? What the heck?
Bro, he came. No, he didn't, because he came in and shot that motherfucker on the transition 3.
And then he shot
know why he played.
He played with confidence.
Mark Dagnall put him in the game because he watched the panel yesterday and he listened to all you guys' predictions. He was like, hey, we're going to win this series one way or another. Go ahead, AJ. Go get you some finals minutes.
I thought that was campaign. Shot that 3 on that. I said, when the fuck they got campaign? I'm like, I know, I just seen that.
All I know is that Mark Dagnall watched Player's Choice yesterday. Let me see one of them must snowball up here. And then he looked like he found the person that most reminded him of himself, Pins. And then Penn said, play Casey. He's better than Nimhard. He said, you know what? That might work. But golly gee, that might work. Even though I was like, I don't think you should do that. And then he gets in the game. Casey Wallace, what do I do now? Just looking around for help. Just looking around for help. And then next thing you know, here comes Nimhard. You said who? You said who better than me? Boom. Bing, 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 bing. Take your Canadian sausage back to Canada. Splash. Splash.
Oh, to be fair, Nimhard is from Canada too. To be fair, Nimhard is from Canada.
There's nothing worse than watching a non-shooter pantomime.
Right in your eye. Hey, SJ, he contested. He was like, no. Freeze frame. No.
Hey, Ron, I got a question. Hey, why every time girls that don't play basketball, why every time they shoot a jump shot, like in an air jump shot, why it always look like this? Like, what the fuck is that? Like,
Swipe the jump shot looks like Angel Reese jump shot.
The ones I talk to, they shoot like this.
They be like,
first round pick sound like.
I'm balling. I'll be like, bro, what the fuck was that? I don't know.
Hello,
Hey, we can't have no Angel Reese slander. No Angel Reese slander.
No, I love Angel Reese.
I ain't going for the Angel Reese.
I don't love her jump shot though. You love her jump shot?
If she go in when she want to shoot it, she missed. I ain't gonna do that. No Angel Reese slander. No Angel Reese slander.
Penn, you have anything that you need to get off that has happened this episode?
Oh, it's a lot of nonsense this episode.
What you mean? I thought it's been a good
episode. A lot of front running, a lot of bullshit. Oh, it's a lot. Oh, it's a lot of bullshit and it's a lot of front running. And I applaud Mars for taking a mini nap during this yap session. That was great. It was good. I hope some of the... Now you take a nap too. Go to sleep. Damn.
I just want to know why the girls be doing that shit though.
I mean, I don't know how you victory lap this. One team was up for 47 minutes. 59.
I agree. I made the same argument to Jordan.
For like a minute. The game was.
I made the same argument to Jordan. Penn, I'm on your side. Penn, I'm with you.
OKC led for 46.
OKC should have won the game. I'm with you.
You riding Penn's bandwagon now?
No, hey, look, we're on the same team. We're on the same team, Penn. No need to get sassy. Jordan, did I not argue that OKC was the much better team?
Why you say that about him and then go try to switch the subject? Don't put me in that shit.
No, I'm saying you're coming up here snapping at me. I was on your side. Jordan, did I not say OKC was a much better team? Did we not argue about that?
Yeah, but I don't know nothing about the whole sassy part. You and him got to get y'all 30 seconds for that shit. Y'all got to get y'all.
All right, well, fellas,
just keep the energy the same because you did say after they beat the Denver Nuggets got beat that the OKC Thunder will not lose 2 more games.
Well, they're on track to do that.
They already lost. They've
already lost 2 more.
No, I said they would lose. I said they wouldn't lose 2 or more games.
Okay, so if they lose 1 more game, you're wrong.
They're
right?
on track. Yeah,
I don't want to hear nothing about January.
Well,
talking about the Pacers and how great they were. Because Lord knows you are definitely going to switch up.
No, Penn, you missed it. Jordan said, and Ron said that I get an addendum. And now I can say, as of today,
hold on, you get a what?
As of an addendum.
That's some swiper vocab.
No. Yeah, an addendum. Like you get like when you have like a bill, like you have an addendum on the bill. Like it's
on business.
This bill will hold on. This bill will be concluded if said addendum is met. No, Jordan, no Penn. I'm with you. I'm standing on OKC in 5. Jordan gave me an out when he said that as of today, I got Pacers in 6. But if something happens, he'll have Pacers in 5 and he'll start stacking them things. He said there's gonna be a countdown. I'm telling you, it's still OKC in 5. But if the Pacers put another game, I got OKC in 6. I'm still there.
You don't need no grad school language to say I'm not standing on business. Just say
I am standing on. I said I got OKC in 5.
Hey, Swiper, say it again. It's a what? Addendum?
Let me just. I'm gonna type it in the chat for you, Jordan. I'm just gonna do that.
All right. Well, while Swipe was typing a dum in the chat, my man Simon718 sent through a super chat and he said, "Ripping my hair out, listening to y'all say, wouldn't be surprised if Indy doesn't win another game. What is everyone watching? ? OKC doesn't win 2 games. Hot take: OKC never wins a chip with this current team."
Simon says, "Damn Suge Knight." Goddamn, Suge Knight.
Hey, that's in the dum for you.
Yeah, I don't agree with Mr. Simon, but
Ron got Indian 5.
That's not an addendum. That's not an addendum.
Yeah, Ron got Indian 5. So
it's a cataclysmic addendum.
Yeah, cataclysmic addendum, boy. Players vocabulary today, boy.
It's so funny.
Simon,
do your little thing again, Swipe. How was it?
You did it. Say the noise. Just make the noise too.
No, I want you to put the mask on.
Make the seal noise, Jordan. Go ahead and do it again.
No, I want you to put the mask on. That's
great.
Be epic.
Simon718 sent through another super chat and said the Pacers would love SGA to keep chucking up 30 shots a game. They can live with that any day of the week. Penn, how do you know Penn was going to be up here? Penn, I know you were scouring your 5 monitors in the man cave looking for some obscure stat to push back.
Did you find it?
So I'm Batman now. I'm Batman. I got a bat cave.
I know he got something. Penn, you got
some for us, Penn?
I don't know what you got.
Give me an obscure stat that really shows that OKC are really up 1-0 right now.
Come on, Penn. Give us the juicy stat.
Give me something, Penn. How about, I don't know, Oklahoma City only scored 11 points in transition yesterday. How about that?
No,
that's not
how about Oklahoma City lost the rebounding battle?
Swiper will say something like some bullshit like this. OKC might be the best transition scorers going right in the NBA history.
Wait.
What other transition score goes right in NBA history?
Hey, Jaylen Brown going right in transition.
Wait a minute. I actually got a stat for you.
Will agree. See, you see how Mars will.
Wait, I got a stat for you. Wait. Here, you asked the right person, Jordan. You asked the right person.
Right,
Fun fact. Fun fact. But Ben doesn't have one. Fun fact, Jordan. Fun fact, Jordan.
All right, go ahead.
Tyrese Haliburton prefers pull-ups going to his right, even though he's a right-handed shooter. Hand track this pull-up jumper from Caitlin Cooper, the GOAT Caitlin Cooper, non-step back spins, runners, straight jumpers inside the arc. He's 5 of 7 from the left, but he's 22 of 44 from the right as a pull-up shooter, including with the game winner yesterday, game winner of the NBA Finals from Caitlin Cooper, who covers the Indiana Pacers.
I'm in a fucking matrix right now, Skill.
Shout out to basketball she wrote. Caitlin Cooper is awesome.
She's amazing. She's legitimately the
middle of the third quarter on a step back on a 6'6" dude.
Piper gonna say he's the best in history we ever seen too. He's
Jordan, as a coach, you don't think it's relevant to know like if players are better going right or left? Like
no, it is. No. It is 100%. It is. As a defender, you want to keep those things in mind. Now, here's where it get a little tricky. The game itself, the rhythm of the game itself, kind of interrupts those stats a little bit because if we blitzing you all game going right, you're more likely to try to get a rhythm off going left. Now, if I start you off 0 for 5 going right, I can't say, oh, going right, he's not a good shooter. It's like I just started him off 0 for 5. It's just too many variables that switch that shit up. So I will say, as a coach and as a defender, you should know those things. I'm saying Swiper be on bullshit with this. Pacers probably are the best transition team going right in the last 10 years. He'll say some shit like that can't nobody look up. Like in the last 10 years going right in transition.
Well, I will give
you Penn, you got a stat.
I'm pretty sure you can probably.
Well, Ron, I sent you some ingredients to cook with. Did you cook with them?
I didn't because you can cook better than I can with those ingredients.
Okay.
I don't.
So you said you had something, Penn. What you got, Penn?
Culture aside, Penn, I don't trust your cooking. That's all I'm gonna say.
Did you say culture aside?
Serbians can cook, I think.
Serbs can cook, and I can definitely cook.
Be clear about that.
What's your go-to meal for dinner?
No. We ain't doing that.
Meal?
No, Penn. Stay focused, Penn. Stay with me, Penn. Stay with me.
That's a very relevant question.
It is a relevant question.
For me, Penn. What you got?
Okay, I mean this is some historic shit that the Indiana Pacers did, right? So this is a shout out to Keeks, who's a great, analyst and researcher up here in Toronto.
Yes,
she said since 1998, only 4 teams have won with a playoff game despite leading 30 seconds or less. It's 99 Spurs in Game 2, the 2001 Mavs in Game 5, the 2002 Lakers in Game 4. 13 seconds they led. Okay, the Mavs they led for 30 seconds. The Spurs led for 10 seconds. And this 2025 Pacers team that led for 0.3 seconds.
Yeah.
Teams, NBA teams, I'm still going. NBA teams are 0 and 121 when down 7 or more in the final 3 minutes in regulation of the NBA Finals over the last 28 postseasons. They are now 1 and 121. That's crazy. Tyrese Haliburton is the only player with 3 go-ahead shots in the final 5 seconds in a single postseason. He's got more of these in 2025 than Kobe Bryant had in his entire career.
God,
Since the play-by-play,
Kobe who?
Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bean Bryant, rest in peace. So since the play-by-play era in 1996, LeBron is the only player with more than Hallie. That's crazy.
I'll give you one more.
I'll give you one more. Tyrese Haliburton, the only player. No, wait, no. I already got. No, I think we good. No, I got it.
Bro, I must say, I have lost the battle.
Oh yeah.
The nerds win. They did nerdified the game to a point I can't return. This shit is out of my mind.
But those are relevant stats.
Is it fair to say Haliburton's having the best clutch shooting postseason run we've ever seen?
Of course.
Oh
easily.
Man, they go another.
Yeah. I said that just to get.
Jill, look at this shit up in the Matrix. Jill, I promise.
This is what happens, Jordan.
To anybody who was with us.
Jordan,
how is he not talking about? This the nerds talking about.
I just want to know, Mars. Ask the question again. I'm lost. I want to figure this.
Is it crazy to say Haliburton's having the best clutch shooting postseason run we've ever seen?
No.
Okay, I didn't know. I didn't know today.
It's not crazy to say that.
I didn't know today we was gonna say the best clutch shooting postseason. See, like this shit just get. It used to be the best clutch player. Now it's best clutch shooting postseason. So
you can say that too.
Well, he's doing it on jump shots.
Well, he's been the most clutch player, but like it's just like the shots he's made.
On shots, just talking about jump shots.
Yeah, in every series, he's made either a game-winning shot or the game-tying shot against the Knicks. Mm-hmm. But like he's played 4 series. He made a game winner against the Bucks.
Yeah.
He made a game winner against the Cavs. He made a game-tying shot against the Knicks, and he made a game-winning shot in his first ever finals game against the best defense in the NBA.
I guess we can
Anyone
say
ever
that,
done that?
Mars,
No.
I guess we could say that shit, man. I just didn't know we was doing that. I just, it just new information every day, man. The nerdifying the game.
Man,
James got two buzzer beaters. James got 2 buzzer beaters in the playoffs.
In 18.
On jump shots. We just talking
Murray
about
Murray has 2 and 24.
We just talking about jump shots.
Again, in the same series.
Yeah, but that doesn't count though.
I just want to say.
But it's even beyond buzzer beater. I think like he's like 5 for 6 or something on like
6 for 7.
Remember, he was 12 or 12 in the clutch.
Something like that. In like shots within like the last 30 seconds of games in this postseason. Like he doesn't miss. And the one shot he missed was like a wide open 3 against the Cavs, if I remember correctly. And then Pascal or someone ended up getting the putback. Or Obi.
So we were
so like the one shot he missed still led to a dunk.
When he got the ball,
Hold on. Dave, if you listening, Dave, we need a segment, nerdifying the game. I'm just saying. I need my own segment, nerdifying the game. I got to catch up. I got to nerdify the game, man. Because I'm getting lost. I'm getting behind. I'm getting too behind. I'm not adapting to the time, man. Nerdifying the game is a real thing. And if anybody steal my shit, I'm gonna have my lawyer hit your phone. I'm just letting you know. Nobody was saying nerdifying.
But in the meantime, Average Joe sent through another super chat and said, if we are talking about shot quality, OKC generated better looks than Indy all game, but Indy has more shot makers, and that's why it's close. And OKC guys are known to go cold. Regardless, OKC in 6.
Well, I think shot quality relative to who was shooting the ball, I probably would still say OKC, the Pacers. Like they're getting open shots from their worst shooters in these situations. I think they're closing out, and the Patriots are still getting good looks with the shooters they trust consistently. And even Thomas Bryant, like the cashing from the corner. Like I don't know if they have a shooter. They don't. Did Jarris play yesterday?
Nope.
Or how many minutes did he play yesterday?
Injured.
He's hurt.
Injured. That's right. So
he's
outside of I'm gonna say everybody shot a 3 yesterday because I think they played for them for the most part. I think everyone that literally
even TJ McConnell made a 3.
No, Benedict didn't shoot a 3.
Yeah, Benny was so Benny was just Benny.
But
that's a lot.
I mean, your point
is rare but that's rare. You got a team where everybody you on the outside. I trust anybody out here to take a 3. Anybody. Yeah. That's crazy.
They outscored them from 3 by 21 points. Y'all remember when we were on Playback yesterday around the 3rd quarter, I started saying momentum is swinging for Indiana, momentum swinging. And then we went into the 4th and they were up like, I want to say 9-10 points going into the 4th. And I was like, I don't feel good about this game. The reason I feel good about this game is I said, what does it feel like versus what does the score say? Score says 12 points, 10 points. It felt like a 2-3 point game. At every single point.
Why are you lying right now?
He's hanging around.
The tape is up there.
You said it felt like a 20-point game.
No, I said it felt like a 3-point game. What are you talking about?
So hold on. When you said that, you were saying, okay, so maybe I took it wrong. So when you said that, you meant it felt
you were just preparing to take your shirt off. That's what you were preparing to do.
So you were saying it felt like it was closer, or you were saying it felt like it was further?
Honey on my goat.
Bro, I told you in the beginning of at the beginning of the 4th quarter, I'm not comfortable with this game. Momentum is swinging towards Indiana. And the reason that I felt that way is because when you punch a team the way that they punch them and they make so many errors, you should be up 25, 30. And with 3-point shooting, the way that this team is able to come back, they just keep playing. That 9-point game, you know, back in the 90s, 80s, you had like a 72-82 finish. 9 points is a huge gap. But with the 3-point shooting that this team can put up at the pace that they can put up with, they clear 9 points in maybe 35 seconds. So that's tough, man. You gotta, if you're OKC, you gotta come out and pound them by like 50.
And how much does it matter here, Penn? Because this is where I said the OKC offense, the Indiana offense was better, and then you later came to the side of the revolution. You were on the Empire side for a little bit. They have Nembhard, Hallie, and Pascal, mind you, that I truly believe, and Neesmith, if it needs to be. I think they have 4 people, Penn, that if it's the last minute and a half of a game, any one of these 4 has the ball, we feel good about it. Last possession, we want it to be Hallie. Any one of these 4?
DJ too?
No, I'm saying I don't think he didn't play enough. I think of the starters, just 4 of them. Myles, not really, but the 4 other players, I think every single one of them they trust to go get a bucket. And I thought that they literally, Carlisle literally said, Hallie doesn't have it tonight. The way they're pressuring you, Nembhard, this is your show. You go run the offense.
Well, to be fair, TJ McConnell started it. TJ McConnell took a lot of pressure off Hallie in that first half, bro. Like he was able to break his defender down, and the scouting report had to be no help, and he recognized it, and he was scoring that shit. Facts. That took
Hallie's
a lot of
5 for 6 on shots to tie or take the lead with less than 10 seconds to go in these plays.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yo,
last year he was 2 for 4. So like he been doing it. So I don't know what to tell you. He been doing.
Who are the players that underperformed yesterday? J-Dub,
Chet.
Casey Wallace,
Hallie too. You can say Hallie too.
Benedict Mathurin.
Hallie.
You say Hallie too. Why not Hallie too? He hit a big shot.
Yeah,
underperformed.
Game, you know.
Yeah, he did underperform.
I agree, underperformed, but I think
underperformed in what? Wait. Underperformed in what area? Like
the point he's trying to make is that young players play poorly, so Hallie doesn't really help the agenda. So he's trying to stick with.
What I'm actually going to call back to is y'all remember around the trade deadline, I was very adamant that this OKC team needed to make a trade for Cam Johnson. Very adamant, and people were like, no, why would they mess up a good thing? This is why you mess up a good thing, because Cam Johnson might literally be the reason that this game does not, this series.
He was good in the finals in 21.
He's a good shooter. He's a capable defender.
And you can say that about any team, though.
AJ Mitchell minutes, like Aaron Neesmith minutes. I think like those minutes should be going to a guy like Cam Johnson. And you know, maybe the OKC Thunder internally are like, oh, we'll have 6-7 cracks at this. Who cares? You know, we'll learn. You don't know, man. I swear, there's so many teams we've seen go to the finals. No, you don't know. You don't know because you getting back to the finals is dependent on health. You don't know.
I said that to you last week, and then you said you thought you're of the mind they have at least 5 or 6 of them.
I do believe, last week. I believe that they have 5 or 6 runs. I do believe that. If I was betting, I would say they'll get back to the finals with this core 3 to 4, maybe 5 times. But we can't guarantee that.
I agree.
A lot of shit can change.
Yeah, money, all
go to San Antonio. Giannis goes to San Antonio. There goes your window. Now you got another beast in the West, right? You could have a career altering injury, an Achilles tear. We've already seen 2, right? I'm pretty sure the Boston, when they walked into these playoffs, probably thought they're going to have a 3-peat on their hands. Maybe they thought they were going to 3-peat.
Definitely winning it this year. They definitely felt like they were winning it this year.
They at least they thought they were going to double up. But I mean, now next year it might be a wash. So I'm just saying these windows are so fickle in the NBA. You cannot waste one because you're trying to hold on to 2 first-round picks. Cam Johnson is, I think, the cheat code in this. He would have spaced it out. He would have balanced out some of your 3-point shooting issues. He's a movement shooter. He works. He's smart. He can defend in the team scheme. I think if they do choke this away, and I don't think they will, I'm definitely OKC in 5. And maybe after yesterday, I'm a little bit like, maybe OKC in 6. But
see, Penn get to change this shit too.
But Penn, I fought you on Penn.
You started that though. The way you started with you, go ahead.
I fought you on this with the Cam Johnson thing, but the way the basketball in the NBA in terms of champions, where the climate is right now, like that window to win it, you have to take advantage of it right now because we haven't seen Miami run off 4 straight trips to the finals and win 2 of them. We haven't seen because just so we clear, guys, the Warriors, when that dynasty started, it was in the 14-15 season. So we were halfway through the decade, and then they ran off going to the finals 5 straight trips. But previous to that, we had the Miami Heat. We don't have any of that going on right now. So we have so much parity in the league that when you have an opportunity, and I did fight you on this, Pen, because I'm thinking that this group right here, what we have, we got an opportunity to win it. We don't need to add to it. Not thinking that, next year this might be different. Next year we might have we got money situations, injuries. I'm not thinking about that aspect of it. So I did fight you on that, and maybe I'm wrong.
Chill. I said it at the time, though. I just flat out believe that was just dumb. I feel like the Thunder failed to stamp themselves. I don't want to say stamp themselves, but they failed to raise their odds and their chances of winning a championship by not going and getting Cam Johnson for 2 picks. Quite frankly, that don't even matter because you got 1,000 of them. You got all these picks. What's the point in having everything in your repertoire and you don't use it? And if you're not going to use it, why not upgrade your team? I just want to say this.
That's fair.
Imagine how they look if you take Case and Wallace out last night and you put in a guy who's bigger, a guy who's a better shooter, a guy who has more experience.
Ron, stay with Case and Wallace. Take Isaiah Joe out the lineup and put Cam Johnson in the lineup. How much better are we?
Much better.
Much better. Take those
your defense go from historic to in the Matrix defense.
You guys haven't even spoke about this, but I'm still trying to wrap my mind around the possibility that I might have to talk about the Indiana Pacers as the NBA champions.
Yeah,
man. Let's get the game too.
You guys, I have to wrap my mind around the possibility that I might have to talk about the Indiana Pacers as the NBA champions and what this does. Not just for the NBA, because I think in the NBA it's such a great thing when basketball cities win the NBA championship. I think it's a fantastic thing.
That'd be a great story.
But a guy like Haliburton, like what this does for him, what this does for this Indiana team, what this does for this organization. I know we only got one game in.
What this does for me.
I only got one game in, but I'm still trying to wrap my mind about like, yo, chill. You might have to talk about Indiana. You might have to talk about Indiana as the NBA champion. Are you prepared for that, Ron? I am not prepared for that. I'm not.
Oh, you will be.
Well, this team is the ultimate got discarded, right? Look at that entire roster, right? Now you're talking about Andrew Nembhard, too old, goes to the second round, discarded. Neesmith, discarded. Lottery pick, not working out, discarded. Obi Toppin, lottery pick, discarded.
Rick Carlisle, discarded.
Rick Carlisle, discarded. I was thinking about Rick's career yesterday. You think about that. We don't ever talk about that 04 Pistons team that won it. Who was coaching that team before he got there?
That was Rick Carlisle's team.
That was Rick's team, and he's doing a great job with that team. I think you play it out a different timeline. Maybe Larry Brown doesn't come. Maybe Rick wins his first championship there. And then that older Mavericks team. If there is a team that is going to break the mold, and the mold is you need to have a top 5 player to win, why do we never talk about that 11 Mavericks team?
No, you could argue Dirk.
You could argue it.
Argue Dirk was what, Myles? I'm sorry.
Top 5. Yeah.
Top 5 player.
He was top 1 in the playoffs. So
in the play.
But in the playoffs, that roster didn't have the typical archetype of you need that secondary guy. You need small reps. So I just think Rick's proven a lot, and I feel like if the Indiana Pacers do win this, I owe 3 major apologies.
Would this be a better story? Could pin for you, filmographer. Patriots be a better story than OKC winning this year, given the context of what that would be? Because obviously OKC is the juggernaut, and for many different reasons, but they're different reasons than
they're both juggernauts. If you think about it, from January 1st, they're both juggernauts. If you really think about it, they are. I think they would both be great stories for different reasons. I think with the Indiana Pacers, it's the team that was counted out, the team that had 5,000 to 1 shot of winning the championship in preseason, or 500 to 1, or whatever it was. Their odds were very low. They had a really hard path, and now they're beating this unbeatable defense, the greatest defense in NBA history. Yeah, it's a great story. On the other end, you have the youngest team since ’77 winning a championship. And that's kind of proven that youth can beat experience. I think they're both great stories.
But y'all, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm running a poll right now, and I asked you guys who's the most clutch player in the NBA, or is Hallie the most clutch player in the NBA? And 71% of you guys are saying yes.
Here we go.
So I'm glad you guys are on the right side of history. Randy, how long does it run?
30 seconds.
No, 11 minutes and 30 seconds.
Just right now? Just only Hallie? Okay, I got you. Yeah.
I mean, the way he been producing all season, but in the playoffs, oh my God.
Randy
Was Hallie up for Clutch
Ballin.
Player of the Year?
No.
No, he
He'll
wasn't
get it
in the
next year.
running. His
No.
volume wasn't very high, but even in the regular season, I think he only missed like 2 shots to tie or take the lead in the
So
regular season.
why wasn't he in the conversation for Clutch
Because he
Player?
only
The
took
four,
like 12.
the four best clutch players on volume last year it was Brunson, Yoke, Darius Garland, and LeBron. Those were the 4 of the highest volume clutch players last year. So he just
we don't do that. I mean, y'all just told me yesterday about just because you can't do it, just because you haven't done it doesn't mean you can do it. So why wasn't you taking?
No, I just told you
if
that
you
today.
don't do it, then how would we know you can do it?
Yeah, that's what I
Relative
mean.
to your peers.
So
But
maybe
sure, accolades don't mean anything. Just because he didn't get
Yes,
that
they
award
do.
doesn't mean
Yes,
he's
they
the
do.
best
Yes,
player
they
in the
do.
NBA.
I'm not subscribing to that bullshit. Yes, they do.
Well, maybe they do. That's why
Yes,
De'Aaron
they
Fox is
do.
more clutch than Kyrie. But either way it goes, y'all. Randy Balling sent through a super chat and said,
Ron,
"Get
fix
some
you up.
coffee, Mars."
No, there was a lot of yap going on about an hour ago. So
Yeah,
I
put you
use
to
that
sleep,
time.
Mars.
Hey, we can't read the $100 super chat Dave sent.
Mark,
Oh,
first of all,
we read that before you even got here.
we
You
read
was
that
just
before.
late. So
It's too
yeah,
much. Show-
you need
Let
to
me tell
lock
you
in,
about
buddy.
Jordan, Swiper. Jordan gonna show up to practice and talk about why we ain't doing this drill. We did this drill 20 minutes ago before you showed up.
My bad. I fucked it up. My bad. I fucked
Matter of
it up.
fact,
Jordan,
we gotta get on the baseline because of you.
If we were teammates, you would have absolutely did your hardest to have us running extra.
That's what I was about to say. Now we gotta get
You
back
were
on the
that
baseline
person.
because
I
of you,
know you
Jordan.
were. I can tell you were.
Me? No,
I was in the front of the line. I was early. I was ready. Here come Jordan, 5 minutes late. All right, get on the line.
I ain't never been late to practice. But I will say, coaches would be like, "We running." I'll be like, "Let's run, shit." You got a Jedi mind trick the coaches. They think running is some shit. Hell no, let's run. Let's get on the line. Let's do what we do. Shit, I ain't tired. Whole time I'm tired as a motherfucker, but you don't let me sweat. You gotta take away the coach's superpower. If your superpower always gonna be get on the line, let's get it. Let's do it. I'm excited. Now they know that motherfucker crazy. We can't just run him. We just gotta talk to him. So that's just Jedi mind tricks. That's all.
Kirkland Barnes sent through a Jedi super chat and said the Pacers surprised OKC. We all know they will adjust. Shea has to go to the post more. Both teams didn't play well. Game 2 is the real game. If the Knicks can take the Pacers to 6 with no defense, OKC in 7.
What
I
is
don't
it?
think Shea has to go to the post more.
That's not
You know what's
My
so
question
interesting
to
in
you guys
Shea's
is, what did they-
go ahead.
I'm sorry. What did the Pacers surprise OKC with? They played 48 minutes the entire playoffs. That's not a surprise.
I think their transition defense surprised them.
It
'Cause when
shouldn't.
you
I know
turn
OKC
over-
know the numbers. I know OKC know the numbers. It
Yeah,
shouldn't
but
surprise
Mars, if I tell you got 18, 19 turnovers and you ain't got at least 12 points off those turnovers, that is surprisingly inefficient transition offense.
Man, I would tell you though, Hallie did a good job as a point guard of getting his ass back too. Like when they turned the ball over, bro, he was sprinting back, like getting in front of them, making sure nothing was behind him. But I will say though, to be fair, all turnovers aren't equal. Like if we get a turnover and the ball go out of bounds, like that's a decent
live ball
turnover.
turnovers suck.
Yeah.
it.
Also, them going to the goal, this is the one where I think they did a really good job. And I did, like Penn said, they might have surprised them in transition. Going to the goal, OKC was getting strips. Usually when they get them strips, they leaking out and gone, but they was getting back. Hallie, even Pascal, the guards were all watching back, just sprint back. And it's like they made a point of effort, like, okay, we turn it over, we can't cry about the turnover. Get your ass back.
That's what I was about to ask you, Jordan. That's what I was about as a coach, because Haliburton, that was a point of emphasis. Get back. Like
sure.
I think that's something that we talked about in practice and in film. Like, this is where you have to be. Whenever the ball gets turned over, or whenever we score, this is where you have to be. I didn't particularly go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, Chill, I was about to say to your point. He had a turnover. Myles Turner was posting up weak as hell, and he did a bounce pass, and they stole it.
Oh, he missed him. I remember that.
And he didn't like cry about it. He just sprint his ass back like immediately. Like that's when I know it was a point of emphasis. But on the other note, this is where I think the Pacers gonna make. They didn't play in transition like they was. Like they had the game very, very slow. They wasn't getting it out and going. They were like catching and reading and trying to see what Oklahoma City was doing. I think when they watch film and see where they can get their spots at, I think you're gonna see the Pacers extend their transition a lot more. So, like I said, these teams are even killed, man. It's gonna come down to the coaches. It's really just gonna come down to coaching and the stars got to make big plays. Like these teams equal out each other, bro, a lot.
Ron, you the one that just you said to me, we were talking about a team getting smoked, like, and you said how? I mean, did any of us, particularly you, Swiper, in game 2 when y'all played against Denver, when y'all played against Oklahoma City? Did any of us have OKC smoking y'all by 40? I mean,
Yes.
it can happen, Ron.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's how OKC responds, though. They don't lose. They don't lose back-to-back games. OKC is very personal too. But that's what I was telling Jordan earlier. I think the Patriots have that benefit of having been able to watch it. I think they know what's coming from OKC, and I think they can respond adequately. No, I don't know, Ron. Before he's going to get off the, he's going to get off.
No, I'm just saying, didn't they have the benefit of watching the Knicks lose a lead in the fourth quarter? The Cavs lose a lead in the fourth quarter. The Bucks lose a lead in the fourth quarter.
Oh no,
Haliburton put all in the bed.
On the Pacers side,
Ron, I got news for you. You're gonna have a dentist appointment on Monday morning. I promise you that. Okay, because this team, I have
one this morning.
That's nice. I watched Shay's post game yesterday. They brought up specifically that Aaron Gordon game winner in game 1, and he smiled. And they asked him about Tyrese Haliburton's game winner, and he smiled. And it makes me think that this dude is like,
fear Shay smile now?
No. I'm just saying he's smiling. He's not crying about it. He's not like, oh damn. This dude is even keel, ice cold. Okay, and he is gonna.
Haliburton's post game interview.
Yeah, I saw his voice switch 4 times. What's up with that?
Ron, what kind of energy am I going to get from Ron if we come back here on Monday morning and Indiana has put a belt to Oklahoma City ass?
Okay.
Y'all want
to cook me for my takes? Let me give you an invite.
Ron ain't gonna wear a shirt.
OKC winning game 2 by a lot, smacking them. Belt to
I kind of want OKC to be down.
They will not know what hit them.
Did they know?
Honest, how many times when we were watching Playback yesterday? Sure. How many times did we see this Indiana Pacers team basically stall into hot potato? They had nothing.
Oh, 100%.
Couldn't do nothing.
They were running a cross screen action
in the first half, right?
In the second half too.
The Pacers struggled to generate a lot of good looks. Like the amount of times I watched the Pacers play deep in the clock and then make a prayer. It's like you give the Pacers credit for making those shots. But if you're OKC, and this is why I say process over outcomes, like OKC would rather win the game and have a horrible process. But they can also look at it and be like, okay, we played a horrible offensive game. We forced them deep into the clock many times. We forced them into many turnovers. We lost by 1. And they made, like, Myles Turner made a step back banking 3.
Fluke.
They airballed 3 different shots, caught their rebounds, and made shots at the buzzer. 3
Chet
different
missed an open dunk.
Like,
no,
a lot of things that could have, and I'm saying this is from OKC's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things that, like, I'm not gonna say outlandish or crazy plays, but a lot of things. It's like when a team scores and you play great defense, you don't look at that as like, we need to be better. You look at it as like, okay, you tip your hat,
keep doing.
And I don't think OKC are in panic mode. I don't think they're in panic mode when I think they're deep. I think they look at it as like, we can guard these guys. Now, sometimes the devil magic takes over, and the Pacers seem to have more of that than any other team I've ever seen. But I think if you're the Pacers, you gotta see it through. That's what you just got to see the.
This is a team full of cockroaches. They refuse to die. Rate it, spray it all over, fumigate the fucking place. You gotta stomp them by 30, because I do believe that belief is a very big thing. Tyrese Haliburton talked about it yesterday in the post game, where he said it gave us confidence. You know, we're sticking around. It started to give us more confidence. Now you won game 1. You got Pascal Siakam in the tunnel saying, we didn't even play well. Let's get greedy. That's what he said. Let's get greedy. Get greedy. Because I'm telling you right now, OKC is coming out with a plan to stomp this team by 50. And when this OKC team puts their mind to playing with force, which they kind of stopped doing in the fourth quarter, I'm going to be honest, down the stretch in the fourth quarter, this team was kind of just trying to run out the clock and trying to be cute with the basketball. And I'm seeing this 9-point lead go to a 5-point lead, go to a 3-point lead. I'm like, what the hell are y'all doing? This is experience. Playing with a lead is experience.
Indy would just figure some shit out, man. Maybe we underestimated what Indy figured out.
Indiana's a great team.
It just took them a half. That's all it was. We just had to settle in. You know, all them white shirts that was in the arena. You know, Haliburton said it was definitely the most hostile crowd that they've seen. You know, it was a different level of defense. You know, sometimes and how I was saying, chill. I told you during playback. Now I said we were rope-a-dope open them. That was obviously taking it to a whole different level. But we were trying to figure out, okay, what's your boxing style? How do I box against you? How do I fight against you? How do I counter what you do? It took them 3 quarters to figure it out. 4th quarter came around. Hey, Penn, we pulled our belts out.
No, you made shots.
I'm saying it took us 3 quarters to figure
It's a make or miss
out.
league, right? It's a make or miss league. What I said yesterday on Playback, the longer the series goes, the more it favors Indiana because Tyrese Haliburton is the smartest player, in my opinion, in this series by wide margin. And if you give this dude 2, 3, 4 games to get used to that physicality, get used to those rotations, get used to those gaps, he's going to get better and better. And if it goes down to a game 7, I'm honestly going to pick Indiana. If it goes to a game 7, I will pick Indiana on the road because that I don't like the odds. The more experienced team with the smartest player and the best processor and the better shooting might just win out in game 7. So OKC got to be desperate right now. It's hard to be desperate when you're 60-68 win team. It's hard to be desperate when you are picked to win this series.
When you're in the NBA Finals, and the window is short.
But Chet Holmgren, J Dub, look at yourselves 100%. In the mirror because y'all didn't show up. And no one cares. He's 24 and 22 or whatever the hell. No one cares. You're second-year players. You got to show up.
So I was just doing some homework, and before January 1st, Indiana had been blown out by 20 or more 4 times, smoked, including getting smoked by Charlotte. Since January 1st, they had gotten blown out twice. That's it.
By who?
San Antonio and Oklahoma City.
Like when was the San Antonio game? Was that March?
No, it was in January.
Oh, okay.
They lost by 30 to them.
I'll find the game.
And then they lost by 20. I think 20. I want to say 21. They lost to.
That was when they went to France, right? They
That's
played
when
one
it
of
was in
them
France.
games. They played one of them games in France.
Yes, it was in France. Yes, and they got blown out. So
Yeah,
since January,
they ended up beating them the next night,
and they beat them the next night. Sure,
yeah,
I do remember that.
How much, Mars?
The
40.
San Antonio won by 30, and then the next game, Indiana won by 40. So
smoked them.
That was in Paris, right?
Yes.
One of them was, or both. I can't remember, but yeah,
they were both in Paris.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say this: beating Wemby by 40 in Paris, that shows you something right there.
Well, super chats, Ron.
Mm-hmm.
We got 55 of them too.
Yeah.
No, you know.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mars, nobody got control up here.
No, I ain't got controls.
JD,
I got demoted. You ain't seen me here for most of last week.
JD, can you? I feel like Chill got seniority. I got a little bit now. Can you pass one of us the controls, please, too, so we can do this?
Okay,
just give me the mic. Give me the mic.
No, we can't. Ron's boosting his net rating crazy by taking away the controls from everyone else, by the way.
Hey,
do that.
He's doing the mic.
Ron think he's slick. Ron think his quarterback rating go up.
I see what's going on. He's trying to
just say clearly we don't have an adequate backup.
Yeah, you're trying to boost the net rating. I see what's going on. That's cool.
I see.
Well, Mars, it was good in the day. I gotta
go.
You traded or took away my controls so that whenever you disappear,
as of right now, Mars, what is Ron's VORP?
He's stat padding VORP, but like so his VORP not really valid. Like if we look at
I gotta go light my Ron, I gotta go light my
negative 8.3.
Yeah, because VORP's cumulative, Ron's VORP was so bad for so long that even though he's had a couple of good games, it still hasn't really changed the VORP.
Yeah,
like your VORP really was like -4s. You probably only got to like -3 points.
Oh, Mars, I forgot. I wanted to apologize. Because I ended the stream yesterday. You had a little bit one too many. I seen they was blaming Ron for it. I do want to say that was me. That was
crazy.
that was an accident. I
know you said my Super Chats, Ron.
That was me. That was definitely an accident. My bad, Kill Town.
Crazy.
Oh yeah, that was crazy work.
All right, y'all. Simon718 sent through another super chat and said, since ESPN loves using this made-up stat to bash Luka and other fatties, who's other fatties? Anyways, here's a fun one. SGA got blown by 47 times yesterday, but at least he had 35 points on 30 shots.
Did he just make that?
Yeah, I just want to be clear about this. SGA, I would be willing to bet in the entire playoffs has probably had at the ISOs 30 of them at the top of the key. So the idea that you would get 47 into the one game, it's not going to happen. SGA is never going to see one-on-one coverage that often. Their scheme has failed, if that's the case. They did it yesterday to Nembhard because they didn't think Nembhard was going to beat him. And then Nembhard just said,
well, it wasn't a blowback, but yeah.
I mean, it was
Yeah,
just
hey, yo,
cold.
hey,
That's
Jordan, you know how I
why-
be doing the salsa dance?
Yeah, do it with the
Nimhard
mask
gave him
on, though.
the 5, 6, 7, 1, 2,
Do it
3,
with
5,
the
6,
mask
7.
on. Do it with the
What's with
charade
you and
mask.
trying to put me in the Eyes Wide Shut party? What's up with you in that, bro?
With
Next
the blue
super
lights
chat.
and the mask.
He thinks you're a
man.
luchador.
Yeah.
Focus, Ron.
Well, shout out to SGA and the other fatties. And shout out to Mo. He sent through a super chat and said, blessed to be 26. Shout out to Mo. Dub Player's Choice, Dub Harden, and Pistons making the finals next year. You heard it here first.
Shit. But happy birthday, though, Mo.
Hey, the
Yeah,
way the
definitely
CBA
happy
worked,
birthday.
Adam Silver was like, we're very glad where we are. No, hey, chill. Next what? Pacers win the championship this year. Detroit win the championship next year.
Shit.
And for you, Mo, one thing I'll probably never say ever in my whole life, but
in the next
Dub
year.
Harden, just for you and just for today.
Mm.
Simon718 said, it's all love, fellas. I'm just bullshitting. I'm just a bona fide SGA hater and believe he plays the worst superstar basketball I've ever witnessed.
Oh, wow.
Pacers in 6. Love the show always. Shout out Bam for the $100 donation. Definitely shout out Bam.
What's the worst superstar basketball? Like, I don't even know what I mean.
I don't know. Yeah.
But
it's no need. It's no need
ask
to
the
add
question again.
another.
What superstar? What?
The worst superstar basketball.
Like
Yeah.
the
Who plays
guy-
who plays the worst superstar basketball? Swiper?
If
We're about to get
we're,
into his bullshit
if we're
bag.
being honest, Chill is not going to like this. But in terms of the most baity superstar ever, with the biggest gimmick ever, he was still really good, but it was very clearly a gimmick that would be getting ridiculed right now if it
Moses
happened
Malone.
today. Moses Malone, 1000%. He would be
Andre
getting.
Drummond. Oh.
Here
Yeah,
you
but
go.
Andre
He's not
Drummond wasn't a superstar.
Yeah, Moses Malone.
No,
would be
my
getting
point is
ridiculed
that's
right
what
now.
that's
Was
what
it worse than
that's
James
what people
Harden?
would be saying.
Was
Yeah.
it worse
Luka?
than James
Oh,
Harden?
yes.
No,
Yes.
it wasn't.
Is it worse than James
Luka?
Harden?
Yes.
No, it was
Luka?
not.
Moses Malone would intentionally miss shots to
No.
get offensive rebounds to
And
tag
James
his
Harden
rebounds.
You know,
intentionally is
It's
getting
okay
you
to
foul
just
him.
say we're
What's going on?
witnessing greatness.
Someone
Like
trying
right
to
now,
intentionally draw
Yeah,
fouls.
he-
Someone
he's-
intentionally
like
yeah.
that's okay to just say that. I don't know
Yeah.
who needs to hear this, but it's okay to just admit
SGA
you're watching one of the
40 best
all-time
players you've
greats.
ever seen. I
We don't
agree.
need to tear down Jokic and SGA and Hallie and
Yeah,
say, well,
they're
they're
not-
not this good and they're not
they're-
that good. Trust me, they are. They're very
Hallie's
good.
one of the 100 best players I've ever seen in my life, Ron.
Wow.
Mhm.
I refuse
I
to believe
agree.
you know the other 99. So okay, but
Well, I mean, I definitely could say 75 off the top of my head, but respect. Melo? That's a bar?
So
I
Melo's
prefer
99?
watching Shea over a couple of superstars. I'll just say that.
Cowboy Bob said over 17 turnovers and a half, most all season for the Pacers. OKC defense couldn't hold the lead. This series is showing the good, the bad, and the ugly. Go in 7, go New York, go.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Clint Eastwood.
We got another YouTube member. OBG Kenobi. Shout out to Obi for joining up again. Salute to you. Appreciate you for joining. Striving for the Kingdom Entertainment said y'all need to revisit those coaches rankings y'all did. Carlisle was disrespected. OKC coach is an amateur. I'm sick of watching accidental basketball.
Amateur. Wow, I ain't doing that. No.
I feel like Kobe ruined everything when he used the term accidental basketball. Because now any team that isolates apparently just plays accidental basketball. That's not what he said.
When the triangle offense was designed to isolate.
Yeah, so that, like people just like Kobe said it. Oh my god, it's like people who like quote mind the game aimlessly and be like, oh my LeBron said it. Like Kobe, like people make isolation seem like they're so just bad. Well,
Official V sent through a members chat and said the definition of play the same up 10 or down 10. My man,
It's called doing your job on a rainy day or a sunny day. You do your job. 365.
I mean, especially if you work inside. I mean, there shouldn't be no
Yeah.
excuses.
Should be no excuses. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Do your
shit.
job. Shouldn't be like, oh shit, it's raining. We need to go home. Like motherfucker, we in the building. Let's do what we do. When it rains, it pours.
King Capers became a YouTube member. If you were watching Playback last night, you would know. And then he wanted me to deliver this message for you guys. I don't know why he's saying damn you guys, but damn y'all. And I kind of agree with him. Rare Form became a YouTube member. Shout out to Rare Form.
Damn, I
The
wish I could
greatest.
shit like that.
also became a YouTube member. Shout out to the greatest. Kunzrill sent through a members chat and said, still underrated, Haliburton.
And Chicago.
Underrated. I mean, I guess. I don't know how much higher he can be rated than he is currently, but I mean, I guess.
Marquivian Black sent through a members chat and said, Dub host, Hallie game winner was Indy's first lead the entire game. Scary.
Spooky, hilarious.
Crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious. Turn their TV off. Hey, Ron, somebody got to do it.
Ron, if they steal game 2, you got to do the show with your shirt off. Not that I want to see it, but I just know it just.
Yeah, it sounds like you do, but I ain't judging.
You said he got to do it with his shirt off with honey. Is that what you said?
See, here we go with the goofy shit. Go ahead, Ron. As
he look chill. That's some crazy shit. That's what I'm saying. He really want to put that mask on real bad. He really
as he was saying, Ron.
With the leather pants.
Cross 1915 became a YouTube member. Shout out to Cross. Oh, and Cheese became a YouTube member, and then Cheese did what Cheese does and gifted 20 Players Choice memberships. So you know the drill. If you got one of these memberships, like the video, re-up your membership after your membership runs out, and turn on your notification bells. Salute to Cheese. Andrew Coleman sent through another members chat and said, what happened to the finals aura like back in the day?
Apparently, per somebody that's worked is connected, they said that players were slipping on the decal of the finals logo, and so they took it off the floor as a hazard. So that's the excuse that
they should have just painted it. Why did they put the decal like that? Why didn't they just paint it?
Because those are all stickers they put on the court with. Because just like painting that would be, because then it'd be right kind of paint so you can remove it, and then because everything's in pieces. I know you know that, but everything's brought in pieces. It just makes more sense.
We actually brought this up yesterday, Swipe. But did you notice that there is not one finals logo on the floor?
But there's a bunch of YouTube TVs.
But there's a YouTube stuff, a bunch of YouTube stuff on the floor.
Yeah, I mean they do it with graphics. They do it with. I'm sure
they'll fix it.
They do it a lot with graphics now, but I do miss the feel of actually
Jordan,
seeing it on the
I
floor.
knew that the NBA industrialized. Okay, so we got cataclysmic, we got addendum, and we got industrialization. Okay, all in the same
industrialization, not that bad, but okay.
Well, I knew they industrialized when the bubble
industrialization
happened. Remember when the bubble, Jordan, when they couldn't put ads on the floor because it was in Orlando, they had to zoom them in on camera, and then like you could see the players running over them, but they were computer generated.
Yeah.
And ever since, the NBA is like, how can we get more ads on the floor?
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. I can't stand it.
I wonder how much YouTube
part of the business.
Oh
shit, they probably gave him crazy, bro. YouTube doing a lot with the NBA because shit. I think I could be wrong, but the NBA has a lot to do with the EYBL because I know they channel they have like a channel on Instagram, NBA Next Up or some shit like that, and they always do lives with the EYBL. So I don't, so I think YouTube is kind of tapping into that a lot. So. Chill, you might be right. YouTube might have gave them so much crazy bread for that.
It's almost like like Super Bowl ads, like that 30-second ad. That's what it seemed like to me.
By the way, I don't know if you saw that, Ron, but somebody said, speaking of YouTube, don't forget to tune in the next chapter at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. Beasley and
it's Lance on. Isn't it with pay-per-view? They don't have it on pay-per-view. Dead ass.
You gotta buy it.
I think so. I think they said it was supposed to be pay-per-view.
I know. I think it's at 2:00.
To 2?
Yeah, I think it's at 2:00.
What are you guys talking about?
The
Michael Beasley and
Michael Beasley frying.
Yeah. Is it not on?
Hey, I got
no, it's just interesting. Okay.
If Michael Beasley loses, you ain't gonna see me for.
Ron,
did you see? Did you see
just so you know
their promo video?
Before you pick Lance, Ron, just
yes,
so you know, remember this.
Hell.
Remember this very clearly, Ron.
Sensual.
I am your favorite player's favorite player. Just remember that, Ron.
No, just remember this. When you guard me, you're gonna be shaking ass. just remember that. That's what he said. I'm gonna have you shaky ass. Lance make you dance. He said he gonna make Lance dance. That's what he said, bro. Don't quote me. That wasn't my word. That's what he said. He said he gonna have Lance out there shaking ass.
Trayvon Ray said devastating loss, but looking back at it, contested 3 into a step back 3, into somewhat contested step back bank 3, into an air ball, put back. While Hallie fucks off into the corner is a good sign for OKC. in my opinion.
Losing is never a good thing, especially when you can only afford to lose 3 games. Losing one of them is always going to be bad. But as far as losses go, you didn't lose because you couldn't stop them, if that makes sense, which was the concern. So that's all I'm saying if I'm OKC. I'm not saying that they are more confident. I'm saying that if you're OKC and you got to look at it optimistically, you don't go into the film room the next day like, we lost, it's over. Of course they didn't do that. So they got to find the optimism. I'm just saying I think that's where the optimism is.
I think the adjustment you mentioned, starting Alex Caruso over Case and Wallace, would be the way to go. Starting 2 second-year players, I think, was a mistake. Lights got too bright for both of them. Neither one of them looked good. Both of them look around like, whoa. Things going too fast, missing easy shots. Kaysen was front rim every time. So to me, it's like Alex Caruso. Maybe it screws up your bench rotation, but you cannot afford to not capitalize early.
Bridge to Nowhere said, would you take the Spurs over 45 wins next season?
I need to see what the rest of the West looks like.
Yes.
I don't know.
I mean, when KD go over there, yeah.
I need to see what the West looks
if
like.
Wemby is healthy and they trade anything of consequence for another star, yeah. Even
They
if
trade
don't.
Murphy to Denver, bro. I've been hearing a lot of stuff behind the scenes. So if
Good
that
luck.
happens,
Hey, that's a power move for y'all.
it would be.
You don't have the pieces.
If what I've been hearing, if that happens,
I'll give you another word. A college word, mendacious. That's a great word.
Mendacious is cool. Mendacious is cool. I'm
It means capping and full of shit.
Yeah, I'm familiar with mendacious.
I like that one. I'm gonna have to start using that.
It's
All right,
mendacious, mendaciously.
Tupac Westside said, wouldn't mind if either team won the chip. Hope this goes to 7 games. P.S. Listening to you guys makes getting through work easier every day.
Shout
out
I
to
wish
work.
I had this when I was working in the office, pre-bubble and all that stuff, man. I was sitting there typing computers, putting up expense reports and all that other stuff. I was listening, Jordan, I was listening to Bill Burr all day. My office was closed. I was in there cracking up.
I was listening to a
Quiet
whole bunch of
Swiper. Yes, sir.
Hey, could you tell Penn we don't want to hear
We don't want to hear.
We can hear that second year bullshit when you was talking about these second year players are all-time greats and Casey Wallace is this and Casey Wallace is that and Chet's the best defender we've ever seen. I don't want to hear that second year bullshit.
Lie. Co-parter.
Hold up right quick, Ox.
Tell him my college word of the day. It's called mendacious.
Ox said
right?
he don't want to hear that second year bullshit that you were saying about Case and Wallace.
We heard him, Ron.
Ron just wanted to say it.
Yeah, we heard him, Ron.
When did I call Chet the greatest defender in NBA history? Go ahead, Ox. Pull up the receipts.
All right, you have anything you want to say to chill?
Yeah, you do cool Case and Wallace a franchise guard.
I'm not talking to Swiper and Jordan right now. I need on shirtless shit that we just talking about.
Oh man. God damn.
All right, Ox. We hate the fact that you ducked these last 3 episodes, but we'll let you take your PTO. See you later. All right. Well, Penn, do you have anything you would like to say to that?
Yeah, I think it's absolutely bullshit that you invent narratives. That would be like me saying, Swiper, when you said Jokic was better than Jordan, he's like, he didn't say Jokic was better than Jordan.
Yeah,
exactly. So I don't believe in standing these like bullshit. No, not you, Jordan. Michael Jordan.
No, I'm saying he did say that about Michael Jordan too.
He did? No, he
Yeah,
didn't.
he did.
I don't
Yeah,
think
he
he
did.
did. I hope
Well,
he didn't. But anyways,
all
my
time.
point is, I never called Chet the greatest defender of all time. I don't even think he's the best defender in the NBA. I just think he's a really good defender. I don't appreciate all the disrespect. And he got to be better. And he will be better. He should cook in this series. They don't have a single matchup for him. He should put up 25 easy. He could do that.
All right, the Baller Shot Caller 1999, Ox, I hope you heard that response to what you had to say. But the Baller Shot Caller 1999 said, I don't care about the turnovers. Indy should be happy about the looks they got. They ran their offense effectively for most of the game.
I agree with that. I think they should be happy about some of the looks they got. I mean,
Something.
also, I wouldn't put a lot of stock in some of the shots that they made, but I feel like it neutralizes because maybe you don't make those shots, but maybe you can, get your point somewhere else. But I do like how they made an adjustment when they stopped shooting all them threes and Hallie just start getting in the mid range a little bit more.
I like that.
I do like those adjustments. Like, you don't shoot yourself out of the game. You're not making a three. Get in some. Make the game a little bit easier.
What do you know? We have a chat from a guy named Pensare Basketball.
Your pronunciation of Italian is beautiful, man. It's great.
Pensare said, shocking. Every player 24 and under struggled in their first finals game last night. Who knows if they'll ever recover? China bound? Career
How
over?
old is Andrew Nembhard?
25.
24?
He's 25.
24?
That's why that was a cutoff for a reason.
He's 25.
Cutoff for a reason.
No, that's an interesting cutoff. Wait. What about year 3? He's in year 3? Is that not fair?
Yeah, but the moment you turn 25, you're automatically just gonna have a good finals game.
You know. There's an interesting conspiracy about when people say, your brain gets a little more developed when you turn up until 20. Whatever's the age?
So neuroscientists say that your brain continues to the neuroplasticity tops out at about 25. So you're not really who you are mentally until you are 25.
Yeah,
so when you're 21, 20,
when you're 24,
and like
4 days old, then
I think Raptors head coach Darko Rakovic had a great point about this. We ask a lot of young players, previously Tyrese Haliburton, previously Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, to run an organization, lead an organization, set the marching orders, and he said, how many presidents and CEOs do you know that are 23 and 24? You're not built to lead.
I don't think presidents can be that young, right?
Yeah, they don't let
42 years old.
But that's the point. We don't.
U.S. presidents.
42 years old. That's how old you have to be
to be in Congress. You got to be 25, senator 30, president 35.
I get it,
and be born in America.
Well, what I'm saying is, sports are a rare place where we are asking 22 and 23-year-olds to be leaders and to be dominant and do well in that role. And there's a lot of growing stuff that needs to happen. And even when you have leaders who are well beyond their years, like Tyrese Haliburton, Nikola Jokic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Anthony Edwards, these guys who are super great, right? They are very mature for their age. Wouldn't you agree?
Sure,
right? I know. That's a lot of examples you just gave, though. You definitely gave every damn leader for every team.
Swiper, you're right.
You're
exactly right. The reason why I said 42, JFK is the youngest president in U.S. history. He was 42 years old when he was elected, but you have to be 35. That's correct.
I just know it's because I had to send you the documentary about it, but it's funny.
Wisdom is underrated. Experience.
25, I was so much more than I was at 24 than I was last night.
Why is
80-year-old president?
Before my birthday, I was so much smarter.
That should be a thing.
That's what makes me laugh. But
pilots have to retire. Pilots have a cap. I think they're 60 years old where pilots have a cap.
Yeah, you can.
So I can fly a plane at 59 years old.
The day before,
64 days, and then I fly into a different time zone. I gotta land the plane because now I'm 60.
That's right. You're too old. That's right, Myles. Come on up out of the cockpit.
That's the same shit when they be like, your brain doesn't develop till you 25. Well, I'm 24, 360.
Hey, wait, hold on, Jordan. You got a mom on them. Like, how old were your grandparents? Or are they still living? How old were they before they passed?
My grandparents passed. My grandpa passed. My grandma's still living. She's like 82, 83.
And then the president is 2 years younger than her. That's crazy.
Yeah, but I also have.
So you're saying Chill couldn't be president if he wanted to?
Myles, I'm 82, I better not be doing nothing at 82 years old.
Swipe. I also have an aunt that's like.
I know what I'm gonna be doing at 82.
Like she just turned
82. I'm gonna just be getting warmed up. You feel me?
I better not be doing shit.
No wonder you so old, Jordan.
Yeah, I have an aunt. She turned 103. She's still sharp. Like, I don't know. Like, it just
I'll
depends.
tell you what,
not going on Chill.
I'll tell you what, Swipe, but Chill at 82 still kicking you in basketball.
No,
that whack ass.
I ain't gonna lie. 82. If you trying to post me up, I might just push you on the ground. I ain't gonna lie. It is what it is. You ain't gonna be able to do
You're
it.
just abusing old people.
Yeah, bro. I can't let no 82-year-old do no move. No, I'm gonna just push you on the ground, bro. That is what it is.
Myles, your discontent for old people is just. It's just mean.
Yeah.
I don't have discontent for old. Me saying old people are old is not discontent.
You're a scumbag, Myles. You are.
No,
you're
being old is not a bad thing, but denying the reality
I stand
of the
with the old
situation is
people.
what throws me off. I should be able to say someone's old without that being disrespectful.
Okay, but here's the difference. Being old is one thing. Consistently, you kind of old and being. But I know that I'm older than you. But
see, you won't even say you're old. That's my point.
I am. My grandmother was old,
and you
when
old
she passed.
Chill ain't young. He middle aged.
Yes, old. I am a middle-aged man. That's what I am. I'm not an old.
Yeah,
All right, Chill still in his prime.
Yeah. I still got
Mars just because the
wait, hold on, wait, hold on. I'll be wanting to say this. Chill might be the oldest up here. Chill is for sure in top 3 in shape on PC. I can tell you that for a fact.
Absolutely.
Who's top 3 in shape?
That's why being old means
it's
nothing
me. I know I'm one of them. I don't know who else the other person is, but I'm saying I don't know who else
more
is.
in shape.
Like me saying someone's old. Chill.
Yeah, it could be Jordan, it could be Ron, it could be
I
don't know, but
Chill is in 17 times better shape than me.
Okay.
Chill being old does not change the fact that he lives a healthy lifestyle. He might live longer than me. Who cares? Doesn't change that the man's old. He's old.
Old is relative, Mars.
All right, so
I know we
relative
gotta
to
go,
human
Ron.
history.
No.
And Mars is
They don't
right.
teach you about
When I
relativity
was
in Britain.
19, when I was 19, 40 was old. So Mars is right. He is.
Bro, when I was
when I
12, 14 was old.
when I was 19, 42 years old was old. Like what?
Chill. When we were 12, 14 was old.
Yeah, you like
okay.
Like 20 was old. Why you bullshit? You right.
For real.
I don't see how there's somehow a problem with saying someone's
When I was
old.
14, I had a babysitter who
Chill.
was 18.
Keep
She said,
doing
I'm
what
too
you're
old
doing,
for
young
you.
man. Keep
So
it
we
up,
can-
young.
We
Hey,
can
rumble,
NBA
young man, rumble.
NBA players old all the time. LeBron's old. Steph's old. KD's old. I say a 50-year-old man is old, and I'm the bad guy. I'm the villain. How dare
Well,
I?
I mean, 50's not old. So being
50's
50 in real
old.
life, is like being 29 in the league. 28. Being 50 is like being 28 in the league.
I probably would agree with you. I probably would agree
but
with you.
50 in real life.
Like
is
LeBron
old.
is 110.
Yo, Mars,
Yeah, he's
how
old.
hold
My
on,
point is-
Mars.
LeBron is
If you
Moses.
live
Mars,
through- you
I'ma
live
blow
through
you-
the whole
I'ma
80s,
blow your
90s,
damn mind, Mars.
2000s,
Hold on.
2010s, and
Mars.
you're in the 2020s. You're
Mars,
old.
are you older than 19? Be for real.
No, he's 16.
No.
Bullshit. Okay, 19.5 is old in Africa. Did you know that the median age of people
The
in
entire
Africa is
continent?
19.3?
Okay, so the above average age, yeah, you're older than
According
I
to
think-
AI overview on Google, yeah, the
Nice.
median age in
You're-
Africa
you're
is
old,
19.
you're old, yeah,
meaning
you're
half the
old,
population
yeah,
is
that's
younger
not
than
exactly
half.
accurate.
Huh?
Yeah.
You don't think that's accurate?
No, because they're accounting for industrialized Africa, which is most of Africa, and then the other parts
We
of
got
Africa
derailed, Mars.
that are not.
I
So it's
apologize,
just,
Ron.
First of
50
all,
is old. Like,
how
that's
would
it.
you
50
know
is
without a
old.
birth certificate? That's what I
Fellas,
would want to know.
we got
I
to
know we
bring
got-
this
we got
back.
that.
We got to bring
We
this
got
back.
the- we got
Fint
the-
Jones said the
I
Nuggets
had
passed on
to. I had
Nimhart
to.
and traded picks to get Watson because Calvin Booth is a buster.
Respect Payne Watson. Respect Payne Watson.
Like, Peyton Watson
My
ain't no
bad.
bum.
I'm just saying. I had to.
Peyton
Ron. I
Watson's
had
not a
to.
bum.
Hey man, PC is a special product. I don't tell y'all enough, man. All of y'all are special people, man. Y'all make this a great platform. Every one
Old
of y'all,
people
man.
too.
Swiper, I've always thought you were special as well.
Mars, you old and Chad.
Average.
I'll be one of you, and you and Chill got the same
Someone is saying I'm
physiology.
27. I'm not gonna lie. That's
Mars,
just,
you
that's
damn
disrespectful.
you damn ancient in
Enough
Congo.
with the yapping, Ron. As you were saying,
Thank you, Chill.
No man,
Average
getting grumpy.
Joe, and I'm about to run a poll here in a
Exactly.
second.
You know, he's nap time soon. What we talking about?
I'm gonna run a poll here in a second. I'm gonna ask, do you guys
Yeah.
believe Mars is 17 or 27? There's no in between. It's one or the other. But Average Joe said 22 points in the first 9 minutes of the fourth, 13 points in the last 3 minutes. What happened? Dagnall went with the no big lineup, and it cost the OKC Thunder.
Yeah.
There you have it. Average Joe said the no big lineup killed OKC's offense as well. Lack of screen setting, lack of bigs carving out space, bad move by Dags. OKC will adjust.
but he's
Will they?
ran the no big lineup.
Will they?
I agree with that.
Buzzer beater, man.
The Indiana also had a stretch where they didn't have Myles Turner or Thomas
Yeah.
Bryant. They
And-
went small too.
And Dagnall has run. He's ran the no big lineup in the past where he's had J-Dub at the 5, and it worked.
Why are we criticizing Mark Dagnall for a buzzer beater loss? Like, it's not the time to do that. Like, just relax a little bit. It's not the time to criticize him for a buzzer beater loss.
Yeah.
Like, credit to Indiana.
You got point blame. Like that's how it goes. You point blame.
You shouldn't have to. Like, it's a buzzer beater loss. Like, goddamn, like Haliburton missed the shot. Then what? So, like, just
Then he was a
Oh,
genius.
Siakam
for closing.
would've got
Then he
the
was a genius for closing with a small.
right. It's like, bro, leave that shit alone. It's just a buzzer beater loss. Like, it is what it is.
Mugarbe said, and Penn thinks the Pacers are going to have 25 turnovers.
Shout outs to Mugarbe, ultimate hater. I mean, honestly, you really do need people like this to come up in every show you've ever been in on every platform on the internet and just be trolling you $5 at a time. That's great, bro. Show up with 100 next time. Also, they won't have 25 turnovers, but I don't think that Chet Holmgren and J-Dub are going to play that badly either. Okay, and I don't think you can set your clock to Shea, who really does not have a great defensive matchup on Indiana, shooting 14 for 30 again. So cool.
Damn, I see a
really
chicken.
Why
want
wouldn't he
Indiana
shoot that
to
again?
lose.
I see a
14
did
to
already.
30 because
That's
I
not
don't
even
think
bad.
he will.
That's
It's not that
even
bad. It's not. It's
Damn,
not
I
bad.
see.
It's not bad. I just don't think.
I think he'll have a game worse than
Nuts.
that in the series, but that doesn't mean
And he'll have 4 games better than that. What is Shea
maybe
had
not
the
4.
most?
Maybe
the
not
Shea
4.
had the Shea had the
Yeah,
most
that means
beautiful
you have to
thing say.
play
He
great in
said,
the next 4 games because that's as far as
we got to win 4. They got to win 3. That's the perfect way to look at this. So who has a better chance?
Shea's
Okay,
on track to
win-
do exactly what he's supposed to do. 38 points per game on 56 true shooting. Wrap it up. Call it a day. Series is over.
And in a loss.
Okay.
Hey man, but goddamn, Chet at the rim. A chicken, a cheese, a glizzy, pancakes, fries, hamburger,
Burger.
Oh, he was food
Gumbo.
yesterday. I'll give Ox
cornbread.
that.
That's
He was food
cornbread.
yesterday.
Another chicken, taco, salad, fries, soup, pizza, juice, donuts, nuts, popcorn,
And a lollipop.
Somebody clip that.
Sweet. Damn.
Nah, but look, that remind me of that ramen place we had in San Francisco, by the way. That place was banger. I don't remember that place it was, but that place was banger.
Yo,
That little top
He's-
spot.
PC,
Yeah.
clip that,
Yeah,
send it to
yeah.
Chet, tag him in it because he needs to be better.
Damn, Chet. They added a lollipop at the end, so they got your
Damn.
sweet. They got the sweet tooth going.
What,
got
Chat
the
at the rim is
protein in
that
there.
Shannon Sharp Thanksgiving.
Bro, they
meal?
gave
Is that
they
what
gave
it
him a
is?
full
Actually,
meal
so.
and then they gave him dessert afterwards.
That's what I'm
Damn.
saying. That boy got two that boy
Dinner
got
and a
two-
movie? That's
He got
dinner and a
two
movie.
things.
You know that's dinner and a movie, right?
Yeah.
Bro, I was gonna say, that boy got
Crazy.
2 things of fries and two chickens with a
Damn.
glizzy. God,
And let me
damn,
get
that boy got
let me get some
That boy got
pancakes.
enough
Let me
meat
get
to
a
make it.
pizza, some donuts. And say how you say the last part again, Jordan?
Top 3 in shape, my
the lollipop.
No, the last 5.
Oh, the nuts. Popcorn lollipop. God damn, that boy got a sweet tooth and a salty one. God damn, with a
La
lot.
Flame.
The
Said,
glizzy
once
one
again,
took me out.
Once again, sweeping the Pacers is not for everyone.
Who swept the Pacers?
The Celtics last year.
Are you counting that series still? Not you.
Yeah.
Person in chat? No. I
They
know
got
Mark.
them to the finals to a
Holly
championship.
wasn't there. Holly wasn't there. Respect.
Pen,
Sorry.
just a quick.
Right.
Pen,
Do you
just a
think
quick
they
side note.
can? What the hell?
Right.
I don't count sweeps that when the players weren't healthy. The best player wasn't there. Go ahead.
Oh damn!
Just a
So
quick- just a
OKC
quick-
didn't sweep Memphis.
A quick
No,
side
they
note
did
in
not.
this
Go ahead.
series.
Damn, okay,
So in
that's
these
tough.
playoffs, Pen, because you're a numbers guy and you can appreciate this. So in the 3 series that they played in total, they've averaged 13 turnovers a game.
Who is that?
That's it.
Pacers.
Indiana. They had
Yeah.
25 yesterday. So that's
Chill.
an anomaly.
Oh, so that means the law of averages are going to have like 6.
Something that does not get spoken about enough. There is no team in NBA history in the finals that has had 24 turnovers and the other team had 6 turnovers and actually won. That's never happened before.
Never happened.
History of the finals. This is as unprecedented, unlikely. And you know, Hallie said it yesterday. This is not the formula for a win. Like this is not. We'll take.
No, we're not
but
winning
it's
like
not-
this. Hell no.
Yeah.
We're not winning like this. No way. We're not going to keep winning like this. Not happening.
Exactly. Indiana could be so much better too.
Penn, if they lose though, I want you to come through here like the lady on Game of Thrones when she had Cersei walking behind her. Shame. If OKC loses the series, you got to wear the whole outfit. Shame.
So you want me to put on a masterclass for you on how to stand on business and not to
I've already stood on
revise my
business.
takes and not to hedge my bets and not to be
You
like up
said-
here
you
being
said
like,
shit
hey,
better than
by the way,
Kobe.
2 years
You
ago,
Later,
no,
fellas. I'll
Haliburton
see y'all
was
on
great.
Monday.
Merry Christmas.
Shit,
Swiper,
man.
if
Yeah, I'll be the first person up here saying I was wrong as hell. I will say Haliburton is everything. Yo, like let's not even act like I'm some Hallie hater. I was up there co-signing with Ron on the entire Steve Nash thing, right? So you know, let's not be crazy here.
delusional,
I've
too.
given Hallie his
Oh,
due.
yeah. You did
I will
co-sign.
apologize.
Oh
like
man,
hell
after that shot last night, it ain't even a conversation no more.
if the Indiana Pacers win this game, win this series, I owe a huge apology to Pascal Siakam, and 100% I will do it. You can solo me, you can troll me, you can clip me. I don't care. He will deserve it. And Rick Carlisle deserves a lot of credit as probably the 3rd best coach of this century. But I will not duck. I will not duck. I will not revise. I will not hedge. And I will not do whatever bullshit you would do in the situation because I'm not like you.
Who are you talking to? Me, Jordan, or
Swiper,
Mars?
You.
Swiper.
I'm not
I
like
just
you.
want to know
I'm not like
if
you.
Indy
I'm
wins
not like
the
you.
second game, Swiper, can you please come up here with your
Wait,
old-fashioned
Wait,
video?
what'd you say?
If Indy wins the second game, can you please come up here with your old-fashioned video with the music playing, the blue lights, the mask on, without the hat?
Jordan got
talking about
some
AI?
weird fantasies, man.
Yeah,
A lot of shirt off.
want to know.
A lot of male shirt off stuff. That's all I've noticed that too, Mars.
I ain't judging you, Jordan. I'm just saying you got some.
No, I'm not. It's cool. I just want to know.
Hey,
if
next show,
it.
Jordan gonna ask Penn to show some.
Years
Hey, next show, Jordan gonna ask Penn to show some feet. I'll see y'all later, bro.
For the right price.
I'm just saying it's been years since Swiper. I'm saying it's been years since Swiper had his
we
performance.
definitely did not grow up the same. If you saying shit like that, man.
The Baller Shot Caller 1999 said, y'all do realize the Pacers can take advantage of the big or small lineup. That small lineup OKC threw out there helped them even more.
Yeah, it gave them an advantage on the glass, for example.
Simon718 said Rick Carlisle sitting on his toilet right now, laying long logs, laughing at how easy it is to coach against Mark Daigneault in the 7-game series.
That's crazy how you added that, Ron. That's crazy. But I can see Rick Carlisle getting up every morning. Nah, I don't even know why I said that. That's crazy. I can't see that. I don't really.
No, you fantasize it again.
That's what I'm saying. This shit get tricky sometimes, boy. This shit get tricky sometimes, boy.
This is gonna be the 23 Heat Celtics for me. If Pacers win game 2, then I now have OKC in 6. If the Pacers win game 3, I have OKC in 7. If the Pacers win game 4, I have OKC in 2026. That's where I'm at.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
All right, that's cool, Mars. That's cool. You on some bullshit though, but that's cool.
That's where I'm at, man. That's where I'm at. Same thing I did in 2023 with Boston, and I ended up being right a year later.
Hey, I got Pacers winning this in game 5, 6, or 7. That's all I'm gonna say. Shit happens.
So, we have a super chat from I'm Coming. I'm Coming said, take the clutch player of the year from Brunson and give it to number 0. Clutchest player I've seen since the other number 0.
Come on, Dame.
Time. Yeah. Just in the Knicks preparing to make a tsunami type of offer for 34.
What do they have? Cat and Macau? Oh.
Yeah, that's not better than Scotty Barnes.
Hallie has been like ridiculously clutch. Like I said, I
promise you, I will start covering Bucks games next year if that happens. Ain't happening.
Shout out to Scotty and Green. We have another super chat from it's Chris Jones. Chris Jones said, if the Pacers pull this off, I just want people to walk back the Knicks slander and hyperfixation on the flaws. Not that they don't exist, but are overstated.
I don't think they're overstated.
I think
the fact you have 2 defensive liabilities can't be overstated. That's why I've been stating it the whole year. I don't think it can be overstated.
But what if the Pacers do win the finals? Like, do they got to call Tibbs back and be like, well, Tibbs, to be fair, they beat the best defense of all time.
Well, I think what happens is when a team loses, the coach gets blamed regardless. Like, I think that's just what happens. I don't think Tibbs was the problem. I don't think he was the solution. But I don't think he was the problem. But you have to shake things up. I understand.
Okay, so you think Mark Daigneault getting fired if OKC chokes this?
No, because I think he has enough money in the bank right now. But if OKC lose again next year,
yeah, I got you.
You never know. Motherfuckers
He's gonna have half the money in the bank after this series.
Motherfuckers get fired for nothing. Now if they get their ass smoked, he might get fired.
Zigsaw Puzzle said, what's more vital to win a title? Talent or mental fortitude?
Mental fortitude. 100% mental fortitude. Because you could be very talented without no mental fortitude, and you're gonna get your ass spanked. So
championship DNA.
It's championship DNA, brother, man. That's it.
Well, I mean, Miami have all the mental fortitude in the world, and they kept losing in the finals. So
you need both. So
yeah, exactly. That's where I'm at. Yeah, you need both.
You need both, but I would prefer the mental fortitude a little bit more.
Average Joe said, Swiper, we gotta be honest. J-Dub is an all-NBA guy, but he is also fully capable of shooting 36% for the rest of the series.
He is.
I mean, he made all-NBA. I don't think he's an all-NBA guy, but he made it. So
if it took J-Dub to get Giannis, I'm probably making that call.
I don't think J-Dub's a top 15 player, basically. But he
didn't make he's a top 20 player, but
he made the all-NBA team. So shout out to him. But I
think he's a top 30 player.
Maybe.
Sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. I'll pick a couple guys. I don't know. We don't have time to
say 25.
But the point is, I don't think J-Dub's an actual all-NBA caliber player. but he made the All NBA team. So
Rob Clark Jr. said, y'all overreacting to one game. When the Thunder roll the Pacers the rest of the series, let's revisit this.
It ain't why I don't guess it's one important game that Indy stole. Like when has stealing the game not been a eye raiser? Like it's been an eye raiser. Like you steal a game, especially Oklahoma City. You steal a game on the road.
Jordan, game one's a feel out game, right? It's always that way.
Yeah, but
yeah, but you'd rather win the feel out game.
Yeah, Oklahoma City been blowing motherfuckers out game one. Shit.
Yeah, so, but this is a battle.
Well, they're actually 2-2 in game ones in the playoffs.
I forgot Denver. Denver beat them, right?
They're 2-2. They've lost 2 game ones to Buzzbeers, practically.
But I think you gotta look at it.
How many game twos have they lost?
You know, through the last round, right? Do you remember Indiana and Rick Carlisle? They would come out and say this is day 1 of 13, day 3 of 13, day 5 of. That's how you have to look at this.
That's what I said earlier.
That's because this is a matter of attrition. It's going to come down to health. It's going to come down to fatigue, whatever. So if you go out and you throw the kitchen sink at them in game 1 and you lose, like shit, like now you might be done. You might be done. I don't know who this favors more, but the 2 days between each game, who does that favor more in this series? Because right now I'm like thinking OKC got 2 days to think about this bullshit.
Well, I mean, if you say it's a battle of nutrition, then I'm gonna say it's a team that's gonna be home more because they get more home cooking. So I would say it favors OKC in a battle of nutrition, but
okay. Yeah.
I don't even think it goes that far, so it really don't matter. Average Joe said OKC is a much better team, but from a talent standpoint, OKC doesn't have dominant talent offensively. I can see why Jordan thinks it's close.
Yeah, I think the teams are very similar. That's what I think. In a line of competition, like I hear what you're saying, like on the paper, in the regular season, it's cool. But in lines of competition with mano a mano, I got no choice but to play you. You got no choice but to play me. They're very similar. Very, very similar. It's just, sometimes styles make fights. So
all the time styles make fights.
Yeah, or sometimes, I thought goddamn Errol Spence and goddamn Terrence Crawford. Man, that shit was a massacre, man. I'm still scarred from that motherfucker. But, shit happened.
Black Moon Swordsman said, Mars and Chill. We need to revisit this discussion now that the season is completely over for both players. Who's better in the mid-range, Giannis or LeBron James?
I forgot that was this season.
Giannis still clears.
I'll probably take Kevin Durant.
There you go.
Yeah.
Another super chat from Average Joe. Average Joe said, so we just going to forget the 45, 7-7 that Reeves dropped on Indy and Nembhard this season. What the hell?
I forgot that Reeves did have that game. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I want to see what he's doing. Did he really do it on Nembhard? Some people think because somebody got 40 that mean they did it all on one player.
KB knows ball.
He like 20
definitely.
Minutes.
KB definitely knows ball. I mean, if he was up here right now, he would probably be the second best.
What currency is that, Mars?
Norway.
The fuck do you know that?
Because he lives in Europe, and people.
No, it's because I know KB. I know KB's in Norway.
Oh, okay.
People in Europe know about European currencies, my guy. Typically.
Well, shout out to Norway, and shout out to KB because he knows ball. He sent it in all caps. He said, this super chat is for my fellow Hallie supporter, Ron. We up right now, twin. Hallie stocks through the roof. Shout out to Nembhard as well. He fried Shay. Dub panel.
Norwegian krone. So how much is that in USDs? That's about equivalent to 15 cents after it go through tax.
Nah, the color it came out probably about $5. Probably about $5.
$6.
Okay.
$5.
Okay.
God damn. Norwegian krone.
That's crazy. That means you going to McDonald's, you paying like $50 for just a Big Mac or something. That's ridiculous.
How much is that Big Mac?
Try paying $1,000 for a Big Mac.
Plenty
of countries you got to pay $1,000 for.
That's what doesn't make sense. Like, imagine you have to bring out these whole notes to get one burger.
They just have big notes, Mars. You have like 500,000 notes. We don't have 1,000.
That should be universal currency, man.
I agree.
Yeah,
too.
it's Bitcoin.
It is, yeah, or Ethereum.
I actually know the founder of Ethereum.
Oh, for real? Put me in contact with her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Actually, somebody started the Easy Coin, but man.
Said Jordan. I bought my little cousin an Angel Reese ball. Next day, she texted me saying the ball is trash. It never goes in the hoop. That's crazy.
I don't know what y'all, bro.
Yo,
Put this on the big screen.
Insane.
Put this on the big screen, because I don't know what y'all keep doing this. I don't give a damn. It's nothing you can tell me about Angel Reese that's gonna have me go against her. So just leave it alone. I'm not. We can tolerate no Angel Reese slander. Period. I see you at All-Star Weekend.
All right, so
That's
last but
funny.
not least, Cowboy Bob said, swipe a pressing Jordan about standing on business, but he don't. Jordan, Swiper ain't on your level. He changes his point more than a windmill. Go New York, go.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
I find it cool. I find it cool when chat members like just get nemesises from the panel. Like I find that cool. Like when they just pick who they decide to hate on. Penn has his Mugabe guy. I have Kareem, and Darlin has been hating on me recently. So elbow.
I got a bunch of haters. I got a bunch of nemesis.
Jordan, what's his name?
The racist one. What's the racist one? I forgot his name. I ain't seen him in a minute.
Matthew Burke.
Yeah, the racist one.
I thought it was
Matthew
VG.
Burke. Chill has obviously Buddy. Swiping now has Cowboy Bob. Ron is just trash. I don't even think anyone takes time hating on Ron.
Because they know better.
They just know Ron.
Y'all know better.
Ron. And then Ox has his two people who be in the chat every day saying, reminder the Kings are never going to win a championship. So shout out to the panel, man. Everyone has like their designated haters.
Yeah.
Besides
Matthew
Ron.
Burke. Matthew Burke is just racist. I don't know.
Mars, how did you pluralize nemesis?
Nemesis.
It's
That's crazy.
nemesis.
Okay, nemesis.
Wait, hold on.
Mars, I just want you to say one thing. Say food.
Say, huh?
Food.
Chet.
It is nemesis. All right, I thought I was losing my mind. Okay, it's nemesis.
Yeah,
Hey,
okay,
Morris.
I'm still saying nemesis.
I'm trying to get ahead of
So
this
you
whole
think the bagel let you
fishes
disrespect
crap.
Rock, nigga?
Huh?
He ain't said it yet, man.
Are we done,
man.
Ron?
We
Are we
was in
done,
the bay too. He still didn't say it.
Yeah,
man.
y'all. Game 2 on Sunday. You know where to find us at. We are going to be on Playback, and y'all better be there because it's going to be live just like last game. Until then, we'll catch y'all later.
Merry Christmas.
Gotta eat some
Hey,
Chet.